into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Very good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. My name is Graham Richards.
And I'm Katlego, reporting for duty, joining at the start of a brand new day. One day closer to Valentine's Day, aren't we?
Oh.
It's the 13th. Well, did you not realize that?
No,
Did it just dawn on you right now?
I think with the move, I've just moved house and everything's all been a bit crazy. But you can't forget about Valentine's Day. Don't do it. Don't be that guy.
Very important.
Just don't do it. But we've been loving, I think, the love on the show, feeling the love. Where is your boyfriend? Hopefully you have that special someone, or you are the special someone in your own life and you can treat yourself.
That's also okay to be your own special somebody, man. But listen, we've got lots coming up on the show this morning. The Chaplin brothers are here. Lockenville is in the house. In fact, the guys are getting ready, setting up to perform for you today. And lots to catch up on. You know, babies on the way.
Baby bumps are in the studio.
Man, exciting news.
Really exciting stuff. Gives us an opportunity to broach all new parents out there. Obviously, I've got another little one on the way in weeks, literally. And I was thinking about that first-time parent advice. How much of it is useless, but every now and then you get an absolute gem. So we're gonna ask you guys to give us some good advice, or maybe that one piece of advice that you wished you had been given as a first-time parent. But we're gonna chat to Brian and Simone about their journey as new parents as well, and find out exactly how they are navigating those sometimes stressful, but so exciting.
Is it kind of exciting for you right now, because you can stand in a position where you've been through this before, and you can kind of give wise counsel from experience about how this actually goes down?
I think I'm suffering from pregnancy brain as well. I think sympathetic pregnancy brain, where I'm like, I don't remember, am I ready? No, it is one of the best times of your life. So we're going to help you embrace that and really enjoy it today.
Absolutely, and we're going to have fun while we do that as well. So engage with us on our social media platforms. Of course, we are all over Facebook, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, also on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, keep hashtag Expresso Show alive for the next 3 hours of entertainment and absolute feel good. Let's catch up with the rest of the team. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. A very good morning to you, team, and a good morning to you, South Africa. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. We are in the beauty room, finishing up our looks before we get the day started. It's Valentine's Eve today, and we are celebrating it with our looks, especially you, girl.
Girl, you're still fixing your earring. Like, this is live TV. Welcome, everybody. I was just fixing up my lip because I want to make sure it's glossy, mattified, ready for this day. But yes, Valentine's is coming tomorrow. And of course, we're all looking forward to an amazing day. Now, as we get closer, we are just like signifying our looks for the perfect date night. You look beautiful today, by the way.
Thank you. I love this
look.
dress. I love this dress.
Look.
You know, it's like a monochrome type of dress, black and white. I love the pattern on it. I love the pleats as well. Studio W definitely knows how to hold it down. You know, if you don't want to be too obvious with your Valentine's look, you can always, you know, rock like this. And with your accessories, red shoes, red earrings, red lip, and you're done.
I'm going very obvious today, guys. I don't know if you can see, I'm screaming Valentine's Day. This is perfect for date night.
Yes.
So if you're going to do something classy, sophisticated, elegant.
Absolutely.
Hi, boo-boo. You know, this is what I love it. At first, I was like, okay.
Not too sure.
Not too sure, but then Rivka was like, listen, girl, it sits, it clinches the waist.
It does.
The material is nice. Another Studio W look that just flows. Perfect for date night. I'm keeping, of course, the accessories very simple today because I feel like the dress is the statement piece. So you don't have to go too big with this with accessories if you are going with a bold color, and that's what we're all about today.
And I love how your makeup as well is also just like very subtle. It allows the dress to do the work for you. Love
guys, well, if you haven't yet found that perfect outfit, hang on. As my favorite person ever, you guys know this already, fashion director and stylist Taryn Oppel joined us in studio later to chat fashion and give us some ideas on how to elevate our date night looks. She also talks about how you can elevate an old piece with some new accessories, and this all comes from Hood. So stay tuned if you don't want to miss all the action with Taryn Oppel again coming to you live from your only feel-good breakfast show. Remember, you can shop all these looks and more at Woolworths in store, online, or on your Woolworths app. Hey, boys!
Just the one boy this time out, but the boys are certainly here. So excited. I got to meet them in the build-up to Darkfest 2020, one of the most insane mountain biking experiences ever on the globe. Taylor Erlington and Ike Klaassen are here. We're going to chat to them in just a moment, so really excited. And of course, Lockenville are here to perform for you, but they're also going to be giving us a window into what it's like to be first-time parents. Of course, Brian is going to be a dad pretty soon, so we're going to be chatting to him about some of the advice he's been given, how he's feeling, him and his gorgeous girlfriend. We also know that as first-time parents, there's a lot of advice out there. Some of it you really don't need, but a lot of it is so useful. And now looking back, if you are a first-time parent who's maybe gone through that tricky stage, looking back, what is some of the advice you wish you had been given as a first-time parent? Because we want to spread that wisdom on the show this morning. So connect with us on our social media platforms. We're going to be all about them babies this morning and getting you inspired. I'm getting inspired to have a little one pretty soon as well. So please let us know on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page if there's been a gem of advice that you've been given or something that you wished you had known as a first-time parent. We'd love to hear from you. But there is a ton of stuff to get into this morning, so we better get this ship out of port. Let's kickstart proceedings with our news headlines.
It's 5 minutes after 6, and here are your news headlines on this morning. On the national news front, a one-stop border post that'll fast-track trade between South Africa and Zimbabwe will be fully operational at Beitbridge in 2024, says Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi. The crossing is one of Africa's busiest land borders, with some 25,000 people and 500 trucks passing through daily. The upgrade is one of our projects that President Cyril Ramaphosa last week said the government would fast-track to facilitate greater regional and continental trade after the country assumed the chairmanship of the African Union. Now, mining company Anglo Gold Ashanti has sold the last of its South African businesses in a 4.4 billion rand transaction with Harmony. The deal brings to a close the long history the firm and its predecessors has had in South Africa. Anglo Gold has its roots in multinational mining company Anglo American, started by Ernest Oppenheimer in 1917. The company has, for the past few years, shifted focus towards more profitable mines in Australia, Ghana, and the Americas. On the international news front, more than 2,000 Ugandan soldiers have been deployed to help fight desert locust swarms that have invaded the country. The Ugandan Defence Force has confirmed this. A Defence Force spokesperson said that the army was ready to give its all to assist with eradication of the insects, and if needed, more soldiers would be deployed. East Africa has been plagued by the swarms, which are threatening food security in some of the continent's poorest regions that are already devastated by drought and battling famine. Now, Italy's Senate yesterday voted to allow prosecutors to put far-right leader Matteo Salvini on trial over charges of holding migrants at sea. Salvini, who previously served as Italy's interior minister, is accused of illegally keeping some 116 migrants on the Gregoretti for close to a week off Sicily in August last year. Salvini has repeatedly said he wishes to go to court. He told the chamber he wished, quote, to tell the world that his migration policies saved tens of thousands of lives. And now a story about a rescue mission with a difference. A boomslang was rescued after it was found slithering on the shores of Winkelspruit Beach, south of Durban. It was apparently swimming in the waves and got washed back up onto the beach, and KwaZulu-Natal snake catcher Nick Evans has said. Now, the snake was initially spotted by beachgoers, who then alerted police and who in turn immediately called Evans. Evans said that when he arrived at the beach, the snake was utterly exhausted and not moving, and using a pair of tongs, he carefully grabbed it by its tail and carried it to an area where he could safely release it. Evans said in his decade-long career, he's never experienced a tree snake on a beach before. It probably got lost and was a bit confused. At least that was his guess for the time being. Well, that's all that we have for you in terms of the news right now. Let's take a look at the sporting headlines with Graham Richards.
We pick up on yesterday's cricket action. The Proteas claiming a one-run win over England in a thrilling first T20 international match at Buffalo Park in East London last night. South Africa setting up a 178-run target for the visitors in their allotted 20. Man of the match, Lungi and Gedi bowled an impressive final over, picking up the three crucial wickets of Tom Curran, Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid. The second T20 between South Africa and England will take place at Kingsmead Stadium in Durbs this coming Friday. The midweek Premier Premier Soccer League action continued last night with Bidvest Wits suffering a 1-0 defeat to Maritzburg United. That was at the Bidvest Stadium in Valentine. Tabiso Kutumela's right-footed shot on target in the 44th minute, securing the win for the visitors. So both Wits and Maritzburg are currently sitting on 30 points on the PSL table in 5th and 6th place, respectively. Then on to tennis, Kevin Anderson suffered a first-round upset at the New York Open after American-born qualifier Jason Young registered a 7-6, 6-4 win over the top South African tennis player in just 1 hour and 29 minutes. Anderson currently ranked 120th in the world, last won the New York Open back in 2018. So Young will now face the United Kingdom's Cameron Norrie. Then on to motorsport news that we've been tracking. The Chinese Grand Prix is the latest sporting event to be called off as a result of the coronavirus. Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has accepted a request from the Chinese organizers to postpone the race scheduled to take place in Shanghai on the 19th of April. The decision has been made to ensure the health and safety of all of the riders, and no date has yet been set. We'll continue to track all of those sporting stories as we progress. Right now, let's get a broad sweep at the weather.
A very good morning to you. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now it's time for us to have a look at the weather this morning. But first, we have asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Stanley Berg sent us this incredible sunrise from Beaufort West, where plenty of sunshine can be expected with very hot conditions, reaching a maximum of 38 degrees. Now, you need to make sure to keep yourselves hydrated and protected from the sun. It's going to be a hot one. And this one comes from Unombulelo Gama. It's a beautiful sunrise picture from Soweto, where partly sunny conditions are expected with little to no wind, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Now, we absolutely love seeing those sunrise pictures. Please make sure to keep them going, keep them flowing on our social media platforms. Now, to look at the rest of the temperatures for the country, a couple of showers for Polokwane at 16, reaching a maximum of 26. Mbombela, it's a partly cloudy day in Mbombela with a low of 17, reaching a high of 28. Now, thunderstorms can be expected for Pretoria with a low of 17 degrees, reaching a high of 29. And Johannesburg, it's a low of 15, reaching a high of 28. And high humidity for Mahikeng at temperatures ranging from 17, reaching a high of 31. Klerksdorp also peaks at 31 today with a low of 15, and northwesterly wind of 13 kilometers an hour in Kimberley with a low of 18, reaching a high of 33. And in Bloemfontein, it's a partly cloudy day. Your minimum temperature for today is 15, reaching a maximum of 30 degrees. Now, plenty of sunshine for Richards Bay at a high of 34 degrees and a low of 21. Pietermaritzburg, your peak for today is 32 degrees with a low of 19. Now, South Africa's playground Durban, your low is 23 degrees, reaching a high of 30 degrees. Down to the Eastern Cape, Mthatha with a minimum of 16, peaking at 33. And clear skies for East London. It's a sunny day in East London with a low of 19, reaching a high of 30 degrees. It's also a sunny day in Kredok, which peaks at 37 degrees with a low of 13. Now, Port Elizabeth, 19, 28 are your temperatures today. High humidity for George with a low of 16, reaching a high of 26. And the lowest temperature in the country goes to Sutherland at a minimum of 12 degrees, reaching a maximum of 28. Northwesterly wind of 15 kilometers an hour in the mother city, Cape Town, with the minimum temperature of 18, reaching a high of 25. If you are in Worcester, 14 as your low and 33 as your high are your temperatures. It's a sunny day in Springbok at a maximum of 31 degrees, reaching a low of 12 degrees. And the highest temperature in the country is Uppington with a high of 37 degrees and a low of 22. Whatever the weather is in your part of the country, please make sure to have yourselves a fantastic Thursday morning.
And a fantastic morning it's going to be. You do not want to miss this because the Lockermore brothers are in studios, everybody. As you can see, they are getting their glam final touches to report you already filling up in the coffee cups. Good morning, boys.
Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Morning. You look fresh.
Thank you very much. Well, we don't look like this every morning. Luckily, thank you to these lovely ladies. We're looking good.
I see you already filled up in the coffee cup. It's an early morning.
Indeed,
right?
and it's a good cup. It's a good cup.
It's a good cup. Well, you fill up on your coffee. We'll see you in a moment.
Only you can make my day.
Have you got game this Valentine's Day? If so, there's a 2,000 Rand game voucher to win on Expresso's Valentine's Day Facebook competition. We want to hear from you your best pickup lines or secret plans to impress the object of your affections, and they better be cheesy. We're talking 100% pure cheddar cheese, aged. Reply to our Facebook post, cheese it up, and a 2,000 Rand game voucher could be yours.
Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Haters on the streets, they told them make it levels. And drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Catch the spell of this world, baby. Third eye wide. Catch the spell of this world, baby. Third eye wide. Catch the spell of this world, baby. Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Haters on the streets, they told them make it levels. And drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Catch the spell of this world, baby. Third eye wide. Catch the spell of this world, baby. Third eye wide. Catch the spell of this world, baby.
Two, hey, you got it? 1, 2, hey. Okay, cool, that's fine. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're live with Expresso, and we got you for 3 hours, and it's going to be an awesome 3 hours at that, largely because we've got Lockenville in the house. Gonna get a Gio! Brian and Andrew Chaplin, as they are known outside of their DJing circles, they are actually, believe it or not, related to Charlie Chaplin.
I had no idea.
I want to confirm that. I'm going to ask Kat to confirm that in just a moment. I don't know if I'm just speaking absolute nonsense, but we thought we'd share a quote with from Charlie Chaplin, and of course wasn't known for his quotes because he was a silent actor, one of the greatest silent actors of all time. Finally found his voice in The Great Dictator, where I think but that was more, that movie was moving into a sound-based era as well. But unbelievable comedian who seemed to live a very interesting, rich and somewhat tortured life, but he had these amazing words to share, and you can give us that.
He
quote.
said, "Let us strive for the impossible. The great achievements throughout history have been the conquest of what seemed the impossible."
I love that. Look at that face, man. Iconic. Absolutely love that. So today, go out there and strive for the impossible.
Well, they are here indeed, live, large and in charge. The Lockenville Bros are here. And of course, they first stepped onto the scene when they released their first album in 2010, titled Sun in My Pocket. Now the twin brother duo, Brian and Andrew Chaplin, are reaching new heights with the release of their 5-single EP titled Tribes and Angels, which shot to the top of the charts across streaming services on its first day of release last week, Friday, on the 7th of February. And they're here in the house. One more time, let's hear it for Lockenville. Come on now. Come on now. Beautiful. Let's go. Celebrate. Wait, so let's confirm that.
I just want to say now.
Yeah, can we start off with what Graham just asked right now? The relation to Charlie Chaplin. It is
a thing, but it's not as close as a lot of people think. The exact relationship is that our great-grandfather and Charlie Chaplin's father were brothers.
There we go.
How did you find that out? It's like...
through a lot of asking. Because obviously people ask the questions, so we had to have the answer.
As well, yeah.
Oh, man, it's so amazing to have you guys. 10 years. 10 years this year, 10 years. How do you guys still stay relevant? How do you guys still keep up with being such a big name still in households?
Yeah, you take that.
I think you know, it's kind of the same way we started in the beginning. You know, as long as it feels real to us, as long as it feels true to us, as long as we're still having a good time. I think that's the most important thing. You know, that definitely translates to the people watching and listening. And I think that's why we've been able to maintain it.
And we still experiment with it.
Yeah.
So we have fun with it.
I was going to ask, how much of it is fun versus how much of it is like actual hard work, slogging away hours in front of the computer, in front of the decks, engineering, producing, you know, like the real hard yards that people don't see.
I would say, I mean, I don't know if I'm speaking for both of us or just myself, but I'm definitely having a lot more fun with it, with it more recently. You know, obviously in the very beginning when you're sort of getting your name out there, it really is hectic. I mean, it's basically no sleep. You don't see any friends or family. You're just traveling all the time.
Exactly.
This is hotels and taxis all the time, which obviously had its ups and downs. But I would say, you know, it is a lot of hard work, but recently I've been having a lot more fun with it.
Yeah, and when you do put in those hard yards, you see great success, like you guys did a week ago with the release of Tribes and Angels. And we were just listening to a small snippet of it right now with the collaboration you did with the gentleman from Atlanta. And oh man, wow. So tell us about this body of work. It's 5 tracks on the EP. How did it all come about?
Well, the whole thing is based around the title track, Tribes and Angels, which is the one you heard earlier.
Yeah.
And it's a great story how that came about. A couple years back in California, a friend of ours played it for us, and it was totally unknown. We checked it out on YouTube, and it had like 2,000 views, and I was like, this is such an amazing song, how can it be so unknown? So we wanted to do a rendition or a kind of redo, so we reached out on social media. Anyway, long story short, 3 years later, he reached out on Facebook.
3 years later?
3 years later, yeah. And then we just got to talking, we got the stems, and we did this sort of like redo rendition of it, got his approval, and I love it, man. So for me, it's a good basis of what the EP is about, but there's a lot of different sounds in there.
It's sounding so sick right now, man.
Thanks, man.
What I love the most about you guys is that you guys can work with local artists like Youngster, CPT, but then also go to international with Selena Gomez. How does those collaborations always come about?
Well, I mean, so Selena Gomez, we didn't do a track with her specifically, but we did work a lot with her producers over in LA. That kind of just came through kind of the network of people. As you go through the years, you know, it might be people that we've met or people that we know through people.
And word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And so when we were out in LA, you know, we were just kind of in the circles of the producers and writers, and so you end up working with a lot of the people who are sort of doing a lot of the mainstream stuff, and it's really great to work with them because they have a different understanding of everything. It's a lot more professional, it's taken a lot more seriously.
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there that you like, put it out in the universe, who would you like to work with?
Dream collab.
You know, there's a lot of people. It would be hard for me to name just one, but
I'd like to do something with Post Malone.
Yeah, he's great. I've always been a big fan of Diplo just because he's so versatile. And I'm more on that side of things, like the producer kind of thing. So probably for me, that would be it. Yeah.
Big news though, Andrew. You got married recently.
Well, I did, yes.
We're looking at I think what will be a video of how it all went down. And I was asking about the hard yards that you put in, but when you're touring, when you're on the road, being able to find someone special, establish a relationship, a solid foundation, and then find yourself at the altar, the happiest day of your life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How did you know that Alyssa was the one?
Look, it's been a long time. We've known each other for a very long time, and we sort of, life happens, and we sort of parted ways. But for me, like, she always was the one. And
look
so
at
when
that man! Look at that man!
That was beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, no, it really was a great time.
Did you MC, right?
I did, of course I MC'd. And he killed it. But yeah, it was just one of those things, like when you get that chance and that opportunity sort of presents itself, you kind of just have to grab it, and that doesn't happen every day.
And how's married life treating you? Is it what they say, that like you start putting on the pounds and like?
Yeah, like for me, I've actually found the opposite. I've actually sort of found a new sort of motivation to like get healthier and like do more. So yeah, for me, it's actually kind of had the opposite effect.
Super cool. You also expecting a baby in 3 months' time, little Rome with your girlfriend Simone.
Absolutely.
Take us through that. Like, how is that? I was actually stalking you yesterday on Insta, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cute.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was, I can't say it was necessarily something that we were expecting or planning for. But, Simone is the love of my life, and we've been together for about 2 years. And we went on a little Euro trip last year in around August. And then obviously that was the gift that came back with us. And so, yeah, and then it's amazing because the expected due date is May 18, which is 4 days after my birthday.
Oh, man.
And you believe it? So another Taurus in the family. It's just what we need.
Is there only one baby? Are you sure about it? There's only one baby?
I'm very grateful that there's only one, because that was one of the things when we went for the first scan. The doctor said, is there any history of twins in the family? I said, well, yes, there is. I'm a twin, and we got a little half brother and sister that are also twins. So then she said, okay, well, then the likelihood is very, very likely that you'll have twins. So I said, isn't that a myth? Doesn't it skip a generation? She said, no, that's the myth. It actually is with the twins. So of course it was like, okay, well, let's see what we got here, and it was just one, yeah.
Oh, listen, my mom's a twin, and then they only found out when she gave birth. There was a twin behind. We'll see May 18th. We'll see what happens. Okay.
But listen, wishing you all of the best, man. What an exciting journey.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
And also just great to have you guys on the show. And
great to be back.
Yeah, the new music. Make sure you keep it locked on your Feel Good Breakfast Show to hear Lockenville live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, let us know. Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Find us on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram with that hashtag Expresso Show. Show some love to the fellas.
Hey, babe, check this.
Fascinating.
I don't mean to brag or anything, but
Don't ruin the moment. Prevent allergies or cold and flu with fast-acting powder nasal spray from the Nexa range. Brought to you by Pharma Dynamics.
Which one are we doing first? Try the nails first. Okay, can we test? How's my hair? Yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check.
Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens.
Hello.
Drive through the earth.
Check.
Drive through the earth and then just through the heavens. Hitters on the streets, they told him Mac 11s. Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens.
Spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Can't spell over this world, baby. No. Yeah. Money on my mind. You go crazy when you say it's only money on your mind. I know, cause I always say it's only money or I die. Oh, it's never too late.
Money, 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 what I hide. You know I'm always running after hundreds all the time. Take the Mickey from a dummy when I'm turning on a dime. Or you're never too safe. Try through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Try through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Hitters on the streets, they told him back in levels. Try through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Get the spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Get a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Get a spell over this world, baby. Money, money, love the way to find what a crazy world we live.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso on a beautiful Thursday morning. Time to have a little bit of fun with two absolutely crazy people. Darkfest 2020 took place at the Helsend Dirt Compound in Stellenbosch Mountains over the past weekend. This year, it was undoubtedly one of the biggest and most successful and insane fests to date. Some of those jumps are just crazy. The impressive local and international lineup of some of the best freeride mountain bike riders in the world did not disappoint. Joining us in studio this morning are two of them. Please welcome local riders Theo Erlingson and Ike Larson, who of course are going to be telling us a bit more about this insane event and their awesome lives as riders, man. Gentlemen, welcome to it.
Thank you.
None of you are wearing knee braces, you don't have bandages on. That's the first thing, that you guys stayed safe. Because it's crazy, having gone out there firsthand and had a look at the track and the size of some of these jumps, 90 foot, just absolute insanity. For those that don't know, maybe Tao, I can start with you. How does Darkfest work? Because it's not like a normal competition where you kind of earn the points and then you go on a ranking. You kind of be invited there, yeah?
So I think it kind of stemmed from all of those pro guys just getting a bit sick of the contest scene. And that was usually just because the contest would happen, there'd be a live stream on, and then it would usually be windy. And then they'd have to tell them, go, 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 and nobody would want to ride in the wind. So this has kind of happened is the riders said, okay, whatever, we're going to build our own jumps. We're going to come invite all the people that we like the most. And we're going to stay somewhere for a week. And when it's good conditions, we'll ride. When it's not conditions, we won't ride. And then from there, we'll make a cool video about it, and yeah, it's worked like a charm.
And the video is cool. I mean, the video footage is insane. The drone usage and everything is cool. And of course, the fact that the track is designed by the riders themselves, and painstakingly so. I didn't know the guys were so good at using diggers, and yeah, I mean, it's insane the level that they go to. But Ike, it just happened to be literally in your backyard. That's so cool that you've got this track, access to this all the time. Do you ride the track on off days? How much time had you spent on the track before the actual competition?
Yeah, I was hoping to spend more time on the track, but I didn't hit all the jumps till now, so I was a bit nervous and whatever. So the only guy in South Africa to ride with me is Theo. So
really?
We're sitting there at the top, and there's 90-foot jumps in front of us, and we obviously don't want to go randomly on an off day and hit them. So we wait till the international guys to pull through.
Well, there's more craziness too, and I mean, you guys seem to push each other in a way, and not in a competitive way. It's like it's a very bromantic weekend. Like there is an unbelievable community around it. How crazy can it get? How much better are you at Darkfest than you are at other times? How insane can you get in that kind of environment?
I'm not as good at Darkfest as them. I grew up racing, so that's kind of where I'm good, but I just couldn't say no to these guys having so much fun in my hometown. So, but I think that a lot of the international guys can get quite unbelievably crazy.
He says with great humility, I guarantee you, what you do out there. What was the coolest part about this fest? Obviously, the wind played a bit of a role on the Saturday. Incidentally, why is it so dangerous to ride in windy conditions? Break it down.
Well, we're pretty much hitting 90-foot jumps at like 70 k's an hour, so you're in the air for quite a while, almost 3 seconds, so a little bit of wind can put you off pretty bad.
Basically, like, your wheels are like sails in the wind, so if you're in the air like that and wind catches you from the side, it just turns your bike sideways and you land
And not
sideways.
intentionally, because there was a lot of bike turning and forwards and backwards and around and 360. And it just, I mean, I've seen videos of you guys like, one backflip, then a double backflip. And you're thinking like, okay, we're going to see a triple. But it just looks like so much fun to be a part of something like that. How do you come back down to earth? What's next for you guys? Where do you go from those kind of jumps and that kind of environment? What's next for you, Ike?
It's super tough because Darkfest is at the beginning of the year. So we're all like on the Darkfest Riders group, we're all like post-depression Darkfest.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have to go back to riding dirt jumps and 10-foot jumps, which are usually not too small, but when you hit 90-foot, then it gets pretty small afterwards, and now back to racing.
At least you've got the track literally there. You can go, just go and do it. Just be careful doing it on your own. Teo, what's next for you, man?
It's, I think, South African Championships in 2 weeks' time or something like that.
Back to the real job.
Yeah, so that's back to the real job, and then head over to Europe from there for some international racing from there. But yeah, after Darkfest, I usually just put my bike down for a few days and forget that, and then come back and usually ride to Kai or something.
Yeah, just do a forest. That's nice and sedate. But gents, thanks so much for I think selling the sport in such a cool way through this and selling South Africa. I know it's quite a proud kind of endorsement to be a part of that community. So well done to both of you. Well done for finally earning your stripes, dude, and hitting every one of the jumps, and just makes us so much more excited about what 2021 can hold. How do you go bigger than 90 foot? We don't know, but we'll be there to capture it. But Teo, I thank you so much, and to all of the riders that gave us access as well, and the Monster crew and team, they've been awesome as well, so thank you guys as well.
Now, I can tell you one thing, Graham, is that the anticipation for this season of Tropical Island of Treasure is real, and I cannot wait to see what will happen on the island of Curacao. And, of course, the series is made up of physical, social, and mental challenges, and it promises to leave you on the edge of your seat and keep you entertained every single Tuesday night between 7:30 and 8:30, this from the 3rd of March, 2020. But before we get to the island, we're going to be challenging a few of our guests throughout the next few weeks to get the excitement ramped up very nicely. So, of course, Lockenville's in the house today. Yeah. So we put together a little challenge for you guys. So each of you have been given 10 of these 500ml Tropica bottles, right? So on my go, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to build the highest tower that you can.
Okay, great.
Using these bottles. And it's possible. We've tested it.
Okay.
You just have to work very, very carefully. 30 seconds is all you got. And then at the end, we'll check who the winner is.
So just like one on top of each other like that?
No, well, whether you want to stack it in a pyramid, one on top of if you'd like.
Gotcha. Okay.
Depending on how your mind works. All right, so I was thinking that we go one at a time, but you guys look like you're ready to go both at the same time.
Yeah, we can't be learning from each other. Yeah.
Okay, fair. That's fair. That's very fair. Okay. So you guys know the rules. 30 seconds is all you've got. Please try not to wiggle the table too much to try and distract your opponent. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, the clock is in. 30 seconds. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's going to work.
Remember, the mission is to build the highest tower possible. Oh, look at that.
I don't like this.
Whoa! That doesn't count? That doesn't count? We only count the bottles that have been stacked? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was definitely mine. Okay. Nah, man.
Oh, man.
I was still standing when it ran out.
Yeah, okay. So definitely, you're the winner here,
yes, sir.
Yours fell at the end and then ultimately knocked Andrew's tower over. But well done, gents. That was pretty good. Well, I don't know why you guys just didn't implement the classic pyramid structure. That was...
Yeah, but that isn't as impressive.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, but actually, that is exactly how I went. And I just popped one at the top. I don't know. I quite liked mine. Cap to cap, bottom to bottom. It did make sense in my head, but that didn't make sense at all.
Anyway, well done, guys. Well played. You, of course, at home can find your smooth fortune with #Tropica. Buy a fresh or long life Tropica and follow the entry details on the pack and stand a chance to win your share of R1 million in prizes. There's a trip for 2 with KLM to Amsterdam. There are LG G8 phones, TVs, dishwashers, guest vouchers, and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. Now remember that the more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win, and T's and C's that apply can be found on the website tropica.co.za.
My name is Darren Solomon and I'm 22 years old. If you look good, you'll feel good, and if you feel good, you'll do good. The reason why I entered Tropical Island of Treasure Season 9, I'm a highly competitive person and I love a great challenge in life. I mean, as you can see, I've got the physique. Leading up to the competition, I'm going to be playing some mind puzzle games because I know that they're always going to throw in a cheeky twist on the island.
He's the most kind-hearted individual I've ever met. When it comes to his athletic abilities, 10 out of 10. His navigation skills, he's a bad navigator. So if he can just work on that, he'll be fine.
When I was selected as one of the candidates, the first people I told was my uncle and aunt.
I think Darren has a very, very good chance of winning. He's very much determined. He's super fit. And he's very competitive.
They were just like, what you gonna do next? What you gonna do next? And I was like, I don't know, I need to work out, I guess, for this show. Catch me on Tropical Island of Treasure, Curacao, coming to you soon on SABC3.
Now, you're not sleeping on us, guys. Jamie is in the house with the Lock and Roll Brothers. Did I do that right?
Yeah, that was not bad, not bad.
Can I not be part of the band now?
Completely.
Yeah, totally. But they will be performing Super Bowl featuring Gigi Lemaine after the break, so don't go anywhere. Fill up on your cups. We'll see you in a moment.
The time to honor the best in local TV and film is here, and Expresso will be there to bring you all of the action as it unfolds. So join us this Friday, the 14th of February, between 7 and 9 a.m. as we broadcast the nominees for the 14th annual SAFTAs live from the Mall of Africa. So let's commence the celebration of this magnificent industry together, only on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back, everybody. Yes, you can hear that sound. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, right here on SABC3. It's a Thursday. Klein Vrydag, everybody. And of course, if you are celebrating your birthday today, and you're celebrating your birthday with pretty cool people.
I love this guy.
My favorite. Okay, let me not say like my favorite, but I enjoyed his music growing up.
I enjoy him as a... Aren't you still growing up? I enjoy him as a person. I love his interviews. I love the journey he's been on. He's battled with alcoholism and drugs for a long time and been quite vocal about that journey out of that space. And I know that that kind of narrative, opening that up to the world, inspires a lot of other people to do the same and to stay strong. So kudos to Robbie Williams for doing that. Absolutely awesome. He is undoubtedly Britain's bad boy of pop. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that hair. He's so cool, but he's he's kind of toned down dramatically now in his, he's kind of mellowing out. Turns 46 today, but he was part of a boy band and one of the most phenomenally popular boy bands back in the day, Take That. And he was the bad boy in the group because, you know, like every boy band has bad boys. So you've got the pretty boy, you know,
nice boy.
look at that. Beautiful. But he's had an incredible solo career as well. Angel's one of my favorites.
Oh, it's my
Absolute. Wherever it may take me. You know that vibe. Just saying, guys, I can lend vocals there if you need it. Really, really, really cool dude. And he had the privilege in 2018 of opening the FIFA World Cup ceremony in Russia and did a fantastic job. So I can't say enough about the guy. He's cool, man.
We love.
Happy birthday, Robbie, if you're watching.
Happy birthday to you. And this one goes to... Oh, wait, it's an up sound, actually. Videos, we love videos.
What a surprise.
This one comes from Habiba, and this is what she has to say.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us.
Oh, man, doesn't that make you happy? That makes me so happy.
Patootie, man.
I think that's, I hope I'm saying that its name, Shakadeen. Is that right? It's his 3rd birthday, so very, very special birthday. Happy birthday, young'un.
Let's get right into it because our viewers are also celebrating their birthdays today. So a happy birthday to my best friend, Wendy Carsons. May God bless you and enjoy from Chad and Chaz. Happy birthday, Wendy. Another one comes through for Junaid. Happy 26th birthday to my husband. I love him so much. From Aisha. Happy birthday, Junaid.
Happy birthday to you guys. And this one goes to Johnny Lynn. A happy birthday to our strong and beautiful mom. Thank you for being there when we needed you. Lots of love from your husband, Edith, Rivaldo, Jasmine, Massilia, Megan, Rihanna, and grandchildren. Happy birthday to you. And Mackenzie's celebrating a 1st birthday today. Happy 1st birthday to our little princess Mackenzie. I love you from your ma and ba.
Oh, man,
such a cutie patootie.
I can't wait to have a little girl, guys. You don't understand. Oh, happy 13th birthday to Amanda van der Walt. Love you lots. That's coming to you from your mom, your dad, your brothers, and your sisters, the whole family. Wishing you a very happy 13th birthday. It's got a big one, 13, so enjoy it. Then a happy 7th birthday to our son, Shaden Volhatter. May the Lord protect and bless you with many, many more years to come. And that's coming to you from your dad, your mom, and your bro. Well done.
Oh, keeping it going, keeping it flowing. A happy birthday to Trezwin Howley. May you have a blessed day. We love you. From Buta, Darian, Mummy, Carol, twins, and Alejandro. Happy birthday. And then that was the last one. Yeah, so, of course, we would love to see those videos come through. We saw those videos come through. And it is the cutest thing ever. So if you do want to send us, WhatsApp us on 071 640 6551, or if you want to email us, that is birthdays@cordova.tv. But of course, if you're celebrating your birthday today, then happy birthday.
Well, let's celebrate your birthday with some great music. We've got DJ Duo Lockenville in the studio now. Can you believe it was 10 years ago when they dropped that certified chart topper, Sun in My Pocket, and they're back with brand new music. Their new EP, Tribes and Angels, dropped last week, and they're about to perform their very latest track, a certified banger collaboration with Gigi Lemaine, a song called Super Bowl.
Shout out to Gigi Lemaine.
Take it off super slow and touch down like Super Bowl. You're much better at leaving so. I guess I'm better on my own. I know you got friends, I know you got friends at home. Yeah, you never like staying alone. But when I come through, it's on. Yeah, hands on deck, whoa, hands on any side. If we're gonna end this ride, yeah, then we gotta end it right, yeah. Superdome. supernova. Now we gotta find end zones, yeah. Gotta throw it like Nick Foles, yeah. Take it all super slow. And touchdown like Super Bowl. You're much better at leaving, so I guess I'm better on my own.
You ain't never gotta ask if I'm all the way down, cause I've been omnipresent like surround sound loud. Then I've been steady guessing if it's what it's supposed to be. That maybe I'm ignorant, curious to these things. It's like a stop and go, or like a drive real slow. Is it me? Is it you? Guess that green say go. It's more than a boy meets girl, more than your fingers caressing my world. Unino Lisa, vacate party out of Ibiza. Thursday you say I ain't got enough. Roll deep for him, call me Aisha. Unino Lisa, vacate party out of Ibiza. Thursday you say I ain't got enough. Roll deep for him, call me Aisha.
Take it all super slow. And touchdown like Super Bowl. You're much better at leaving, so I guess I'm better on my own. Take it all super slow. And touchdown like Super Bowl. You're much better at leaving, so I guess I'm better on my own. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a great day.
Featuring Gigi Lemaine. Man, that's so good, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love that track.
So who else did you work with on Tribes and Angels? Gigi Lemaine is one of them.
Correct, yeah. I mean, it's actually a great array of collabs that we got. We got Apple Goulet on Miracles, which is a beautiful, like, kind of housey, soul kind of feel. We got Museum Nisi on Tribes and Angels, Gigi Lemaine on Super Bowl, Anna Kukiana on Little Less Liquor, and then Just Your Boys on MTV.
Oh, yeah. Dude, man, it's absolutely so good. And by the way, that was the very first time that you've performed
that was
on...
super exclusive. That's a world exclusive. First time we love that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, yeah.
We did, man. We really did. So what does the rest of 2020 have in store for you guys? I'm sure there's big gigs lined up.
We've got plenty of stuff lined up. You know, obviously a lot more music in the pipelines. We got a lot of stuff that we're also doing that's just going to be associated with the music. It might not necessarily have to do with Lochinville, but that'll all be coming out in time as the year goes. But the one thing that I can say it's quite exciting that's going to be happening this Saturday is we're throwing a release party for Tribes and Angels at the Vicious Virgin here in Cape Town on Wales Street. So
this is the first time we're announcing it, so it's another exclusive.
So anybody who's looking for something to do after Valentine's Day, come down to the Vicious Virgin, come celebrate for the release of Tribes and Angels with us.
Tickets available to purchase?
Tickets will be available exclusively at the door. It's first come, first served. It'll be 50 Rand at the door.
We'll be dropping a little DJ set. It's going to be a good vibe.
Nice one, man. It already is a good vibe here in our studio because of you guys, and I hope that you're enjoying it as well. Link up with us on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance of Super Bowl. We'll have more from Lochinville a little bit later on, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Nice one.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Time now to find out if you got game. We're going to have a little Valentine's fun. At least we've been having a lot of fun on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page, giving you guys the opportunity to win a 2,000 Rand game voucher. Won't that go a long way ahead of Valentine's? But we want the cheese, man. We want double matured, extra strong, 6 months matured, 6-year matured cheddar cheese. We've been looking for the cheesiest pickup lines and maybe just some loved up stories of what you're going to be getting up to over Valentine's Day. And we've asked you guys to connect with us on our social media platforms. That face says it all. That's cheese, man.
Also,
That's
this
cheese.
picture, it looks like I'm proposing to him, but it is leap year, guys, so that is possible. So, you know, it is what it is. We have
so
some
what are the
comments
people
here.
been saying?
Sonia Alberta says, is that an earthquake I feel because you just rocked my world? Okay now, Mama, I like that. The next one comes through from Fahmida Rahani, says, Valentine's Day, we will be celebrating our 16th wedding anniversary goals and my birthday, and I've planned a romantic dinner under the stars in our backyard. And also her pickup line is your name Gillette?
Gillette.
Gillette. Oh, is your name Gillette? Because you're the best man a man can get. Oh,
remember the ads were quite cheesy as well, man. So that's I get that, man. Eugene Albertus, this is quite cute, guys, man. I actually quite like it. He's taking his wife to the place where we met more than 10 years ago, the bus stop. I already bought 2 tickets for the ride home, and we'll have a favorite Streetwise 2 on hand, so me and her can share and remember our first unofficial date. It's so sweet, it's cheesy.
I love this. You don't have to
really
spend
cute,
a lot. You can just
like go back to the beginning, man. It's really, really sweet. And then Rochelle Stemmert saying, can I follow you? Because my mom told me to follow my dreams. That is pretty cheesy. That is pretty cheesy.
It's your first Valentine's Day as an engaged man.
I know, and I'm working. I'm flying in and out of Germany. So now I'll have to do something over the weekend. We'll do something very sweet. But I'm not like we're romantic all the time. I must say, we're pretty good with gestures like that. And
that is why you're engaged.
She makes me feel special all the time. She doesn't need Valentine's Day.
That was a shout out.
That was pretty cheesy.
Yeah, that was pretty cheesy, of course, yeah. But of course, if you've got game this Valentine's Day, all you have to do is reply to our Facebook post and tell us how you'll be taking your Valentine's Day game to the next level. Share your pickup lines or grand gestures on our Facebook post with the hashtags #GotGame and #BeOurValentine. Cheese it up, and who knows, 2,000 Rand could be yours. Remember, T's and C's do apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
But we want cheesier. We want cheesier than the cheese that we've seen already. We take it from Gouda to cheddar to Rockford to blue cheese. Smelly blue cheese. That's what we're looking for. But right now, it's time to get back into those news headlines. Cheesy.
Well, it's 3 minutes before 7, and here are your news headlines on this Thursday morning. On the national news front, President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to use his State of the Nation address tonight to respond to burning issues such as load shedding and gender-based violence. The President's address will commence at 7 p.m. While Parliament has trimmed certain of the aspects of the ceremony, there will still be some of the fanfare of the red carpet as guests and officials arrive. Cape Town motorists and pedestrians have been advised of temporary road closures and parking restrictions in and around Parliament today. Now, a one-stop border post that'll fast-track trade between South Africa and Zimbabwe will be fully operational at Beitbridge in 2024, says Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi. The crossing is one of Africa's busiest land borders, with some 25,000 people and 500 trucks passing through daily. The upgrade is one of our four projects that President Cyril Ramaphosa last week said the government would fast-track to facilitate greater regional and continental trade after the country assumed the chairmanship of the African Union. On the international news front, a cruise ship was turned away by 5 countries over fears that someone aboard may have the novel coronavirus, despite no passengers testing positive, before Cambodia eventually agreed to let it dock. The Westerdam, operated by Holland America Line, departed from Hong Kong on February the 1st for a 14-day cruise to Taiwan and Japan. Meanwhile, Pope Francis yesterday prayed for victims of China's coronavirus, which has now killed over 1,100 people and infected some 45,000, particularly among the elderly and vulnerable. Now, more than 2,000 Ugandan soldiers have been deployed to help fight desert locust swarms that have invaded the country, the Ugandan Defence Force confirmed. A Defence Force spokesperson said that the army was ready to give its all to assist the eradication of the insects, and if needed, more soldiers will be deployed. East Africa has been plagued by the swarms, which are threatening food security in some of the continent's poorest regions that are already devastated by drought and battling famine. And now, whatever happened to the car which carried Ndade Madiba 30 years ago, you might be asking? Well, now the most famous Toyota Cressida in the world, the one that transported former President Nelson Mandela from the then Victor Verster prison in Paarl to Cape Town City Hall 30 years ago on Tuesday, was reported to have disappeared thereafter. Recently, the iconic car surfaced in Lesotho, where the owner is allegedly in the process of selling it to an international buyer. SABC News has reported that the current owner said despite several attempts to alert South Africa's government about the location of the car, he is now in advanced negotiations with an overseas dealership. Now, while the owner said he would have wanted the car to remain on African soil, he has now opted to release the car to whoever sees the most value in it. And now taking a glimpse into the world of entertainment, with the release of Samsung's latest flagship assets, they have shown that they are ahead of the game by signing two of the most revolutionary females in the game. This past Tuesday, alongside the unveiling of the Galaxy S20 and the Galaxy Z Flip, the cell phone manufacturer revealed their new brand ambassadors as media personality Bonang Queen Bima Teba and the apple of the Galaxy's Eye Miss Universe Zozibini Tunzi. More on this later on in the full entertainment news report. That's all we have for you right now. Let's take a look at the sporting headlines. Here's Graham.
We return to yesterday's cricket action to kick us off. The Proteas claiming a dramatic one-run win over England in a thrilling first T20 international match at Buffalo Park in East London last night. South Africa setting up a total of 178 runs for the visitors in their 20 overs. The man of the match, Lungi Ngidi, bowled an impressive final over, picking up the three crucial wickets of Tom Curran, Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid. And that second T20 between South Africa and England will take place at Kingsmead Stadium in Durbs, of course, this coming Friday. Then our midweek Premier Soccer League action continued last night with Bidvest Wits suffering a 1-0 defeat to Maritzburg United at the Bidvest Stadium in Braamfontein. Dabiso Kutumela's right-footed shot on target in the 44th minute, securing the win for the visitors. So both Wits and Maritzburg currently sit on 30 points on the PSL table in 5th and 6th place, respectively. So a lot in that encounter. Then on to international tennis. Kevin Anderson suffered a first-round upset at normally a very happy hunting ground for him, the New York Open. That was after American-born qualifier Jason Young registered a 7-6, 6-4 win over our top tennis player in 1 hour and 29 minutes. So Anderson, currently ranked 120th in the world, last won the New York Open in 2018. And Young will now face the United Kingdom's Cameron Norrie in the next round. And then finally, returning to a motorsport story we've been tracking for a while now, the Chinese Grand Prix is the latest sporting event to be called off as a result of the coronavirus. Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has accepted a request from the Chinese organizers to postpone the race scheduled to take place in Shanghai on the 19th of April. The decision has been made to ensure the health and safety of all of the drivers, and no new date has been set as yet. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's take a look at the roads.
The time is now 7:02. It's time to have the first look at what's happening on the roads this morning. Starting off in Alberton, Gauteng, on the N3 northbound, there's congestion after Airlines interchange, obstructing the right lane. Please approach this area with caution. And now down to the Western Cape crossroads, there has been an accident on the N2 outbound after the R300 turn-off. The emergency lane is blocked. Please keep a lookout for this. And finally, Metro Rail Northern Line, there are defective points at Parow impacting the Northern Line train service. Please allow for an extended travel time of 40 to 50 minutes. That's your 7 o'clock traffic roundup. Right now, let's have a look at the weather with Jamie.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Klein Vrydag here in the studio. Now we've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Thank you so much to Drini Vermaak, who sent us this amazing sunrise from Scottsboro, where sunny conditions are expected with a northeasterly wind, reaching a maximum of 29 degrees today. Oh, it's going to be a hot day today. As well as Gary Aukamp, our favorite photographer, who sent us this bold sunrise from Kids Beach in East London, where plenty of sunshine is expected with warmer temperatures than the day before, reaching a maximum of 30 degrees. So, of course, stay hydrated. Make sure to put that sunblock on wherever you find yourself today. But now let's take a look at the rest of the country. Now, a couple of showers can be expected for you, Polokwane, with a range of 16 and 26 degrees. Umbombela, 17, 28 is your range today. Thunderstorms are also expected for Pretoria, ranging from 17 to 29 degrees. Johannesburg, 15, 28. Now, high humidity can be expected for Mahikeng, with a low of 17 and a high of 31. Klerksdorp, 15, 31. Now, northwesterly wind of 13 kilometers per hour can be expected for Kimberley, with a range of 18 and peaking at 33 degrees. Bloemfontein, 15, 30. Plenty of sunshine today expected for Richards Bay, with a low of 21 and a high of 34. Pietermaritzburg, 19, 32. Durban, 23, 30. Mthatha, 16, 33. Now, clear skies can be expected today for East London, ranging from 19 to 30 degrees. Craddock, 13, 37. Port Elizabeth, the friendly city, 19, 28. High humidity can be expected for George, ranging from 16 to 26 degrees. Now, the lowest temperature in the country is back to Sutherland, with a low of 12 and a high of 28. A northwesterly wind of 15 kilometers per hour for the mother city, Cape Town, with a low of 18 and a high of 25. So hold onto those hats today. Worcester, 14, 33. Springbok, 12, 31. And back to the highest temperature in the country, which is found today in Uppington, with a low of 22 and a high of 37. But of course, whatever the weather, wherever you find yourself, make sure it's a feel-good kind of day.
Hey, in case you didn't know, we're hanging out with Lockenville today on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Andrew and Brian Chaplin are here. And listen, guys, we're getting a lot of feedback on social media right now, especially with regards to you being a dad pretty soon, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you believe?
No, I keep having to shift my eyes a little bit. But we got some advice here, and I want you to kind of read between the lines, because it's not always that straightforward, you know, when you ask for advice from people out there. So this is what some of our viewers had to say. Rita Moodley says, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Okay, good to know.
Right?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I'm here, bro.
We appreciate that very much. Josephine Pixton says, good morning, family. Yes, it's hard. I gained experience long before I had my own kids. Was a babysitter before. So that calls to the question then, have you been a babysitter before?
I haven't been a babysitter before, but I mean, you know, we have our little brother and sister, our half brother and sister, who, I mean, we were about 14 when they were born, and we spent some good time with them.
Okay. So he's been thrown up on.
Oh yeah, no, I've had it all over me, so I don't think I'm a complete amateur.
Novice, yeah. So you've mastered the changing a diaper one hand.
I wouldn't say that quite yet. I wouldn't say that quite yet, but definitely we'll get there.
All right, cool. Tandeni says, good morning. I was lucky because I had the opportunity to raise 3 of my sisters, so my sister's kids, before my own, so I gained a lot of experience already over there. Thank you very much for that, Tandeni. Then this one from, these names on Facebook, Godi Nema Kushe says, I'd like to give a word. Hang in there doesn't mean you are stubborn, but you shall rest when the run is over, not because you gave up. You started it, you gotta end it.
That sounds very deep. I'm not sure I fully understand it.
That sounded very hardcore.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah.
Like I said, read between the lines, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Nonjabula says, oh, wow. Nonjabula is expecting twins today.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Wow. So hoping to learn more from our segments today. And then Vusi saying here, good morning, my lovely family. To be a first-time parent is very hard because now, whatever you do, you must know you're no longer doing it for yourself because you're not alone. You have to think of your child. Has that precious?
You know, I have to say, I think that is one of the things that I have had the most time to sort of think about. And I can't think of anything more powerful than sort of life becoming about something bigger than just yourself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. Have you been giving some brotherly advice when it comes to the parenting thing?
Not really, to be honest. You know, like we've spoken about it, you know, a few times, but I think both of us, you know, we're just going to take it as it comes. Obviously, it's first time uncle.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like that, take it as it comes. You know, you can't can't really expect what's going to happen.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. One piece of advice I can give you there is don't give in to buying toys.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Where's Simone? Did you?
Hang back on the toys, man. Play with boxes and stuff. Run around. You know what I mean?
Good to know.
That's, of course, quality time is what matters most. But yeah, congratulations. Please keep that advice coming. Keep it flowing. I'm sure that it'll be very, very much appreciated. And of course, as I said, we're hanging out with Lock and Will on your Feel Good Breakfast show today. We'll see you after the break.
Rise and shine. There's no better way to wake up other than with Mackie D's for breakfast. Download the McDonald's app for delicious daily deals and start your day the right way.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. If you've just joined us just in time to discover what exactly is self-love. What is self-love, you may ask? Is it something you can obtain through a beauty makeover or a new set of clothes? Can you get more of it by reading something inspirational? Or can a new relationship make you love yourself even more? Self-love is not simply a state of feeling good. It is a state of appreciation for oneself that grows from actions that support your psychological and physical and spiritual growth. So let's take a look at this.
I'm a Venus. She's got it. She's got it. I'm my Venus. I'm my fire, my desire. I'm my Venus. I'm my fire, my desire. Venus.
Hashtag my skin, my way, and absolutely loving it. In studio today, we have Carissa Bloomberg to chat more about the psychology of self-love. So welcome to us this morning.
Thank you.
Yesterday, actually, it's so funny that we're talking about self-love today, because yesterday on Instagram, I saw someone's caption, self-love is not selfish. self-love is not perfection. And a lot of people struggle with a deeper sense of what self-love is, but what is the psychology behind it?
Right, so let's look at what self-love is. It's a fantastic topic. So self-love is an absolute deep appreciation of oneself with all your scars, your mental, your physical, your emotional. It's just accepting who you are and loving the skin that you're in. So if we look at the psychology behind that, when you love yourself, you attract so much better and so much more in your life.
Yes.
Do you see that? So if you were self-depreciating, then you'd have all the negative energies and you won't have the right partner because you don't feel worthy. So the psychology is behind love yourself and step into your greatness.
And everything else will fall into place once you start loving yourself. But then for someone who is struggling with the concept of self-love, what small changes can they make to their habits to be more open to self-love?
And Kukli, it's glad that you said small changes because no changes is going to happen overnight. And this is a long journey. It's something we all have to work at. The first thing is look at the negative self-talks that we say to ourselves all the time. I'm not good enough. I'm fat. I'm old. My arms are floppy. I don't listen, because we do that all the time. And stop the self-judgment. Just appreciate who we are. And stay away from toxic relationships as well, and negative people. And just start looking at all those flaws that we think we have, and let's start owning it. Because if we don't, then how do we move forward?
Would you then say like self-love starts with the mind first? Because you first have to train your mind. And it's that thing of like unconscious versus like conscious. You have to first train your subconscious rather and say, you know what, subconsciously I need to train myself and love myself, and now consciously I'm putting this out into the universe and telling myself, listen, I love me for all of me. Is that it?
You got that brilliantly. So let's just look at Miss Universe. And her beautiful natural hair. If she walked out there and said, everybody else has got long, beautiful hair, I'm the only one who's got short hair, but let me smile and hopefully I'll do... She rocked it. She owned it. She stepped into her confidence. And that's what we need to do from all our parts. I worked in the burns unit, and I'd have someone who'd have the eyes, it was terrible, ears and face burn. But if they like this, when you step into your pity party, then we're all ashamed. But when you step into it and you own it, you just attract better. Because of that, it starts with the mind. It starts with your thoughts.
And you know what? With people, for example, using Miss Universes or Zibini as an example, once you are authentic to who you are and owning your beauty and taking up space and cementing yourself in that space, it's like people almost gravitate towards that truth.
That's
like organically, right?
Yes, that's exactly the point I was trying to make. You summed that up beautifully. People just are attracted to that, and unconsciously even.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And sorry, Chomi, like, for example, with Valentine's coming and relationships, we've been having a lot of relationship talks, and you touched on if you are doubtful about yourself, you know, you also like tend to attract very toxic relationships. Now, if you're sure of yourself, you intimidate people who aren't sure of themselves, you know, and who use you as, you know, a punching bag, for example, emotional punching bag. So I do truly believe that once you accept who you are and what you're about, your scars, what anyone says to you will never break you down.
Because you know who you are.
Exactly.
It's a self-confidence that you exude, and nothing can put you down. As I said earlier, you step into your greatness and you look at what you eat and you look at what you wear and you look at your lifestyle and you look at your spiritual journey, and you just feel good about all of that. But it's hard work. It's not going to come overnight.
It is, and I'm just going to say this now. I think that sometimes self-love is not a destination, but a journey. It takes us from one place to another place, but it's not always easy. People's like, oh yeah, love yourself, do this. But what are some of small changes you can make in order to make sure that every day you go out there and be positive and, you know, say, today I'm going to accept myself. So if you have anything that women and men can do every day to do that.
Yeah. Look at all the sides of yourself that you're not happy with, and just try and own it. It is okay. And start appreciating yourself by saying, I'm okay as I am. I'm okay if I'm old. I'm okay if I've got flabby arms. Listen to the self-talk and just start saying, I'm powerful and I'm an amazing human being. I'm alive. I own who I am. I've worked on it. I've earned these scars. Just start talking that self-talk. It's a start, and appreciating yourself for who you are. It's gratitude as well. it goes a long way.
Absolutely, man. And also, I just want to ask, are there different types of self-love that we should be aware of? Or is it like a singular term that applies across the board?
That's a difficult question. I think there are different levels, I think, as we reach them. But the thing we need to be careful of, and I don't think too much, but I just want to put it out there. People are not used to you loving yourself. And she's arrogant, they're this, they're that. And it's not. You mustn't listen to that. The only time it becomes negative is if it's narcissistic. And that's a personality disorder. A narcissist is just focused on me, myself, I. And underneath that is actually low self-esteem because they need others to make them feel good.
Yes.
So no, we can have self-love and we need to work at it all the time. But it starts.
Yeah. Starts in the
with the mental.
Starts with the mental.
Love that, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. Self-love is not selfish. It's all about the mind, taking us to the next step, of course. So you too can join in the My Skin, My Way movement because there is no one way to have beautiful skin or to show it. Now tune in next week to find out more about this inspirational campaign and learn to love the skin that you're in.
Venus. Well, thank you very much, ladies, for that powerful and empowering conversation indeed. And we're keeping the focus on that topic, talking about taking pride in yourself, which is something that I think a lot of us do struggle with, especially living in a world where the goalpost for beauty is constantly shifting. Now, that's something that self-taught photographer Khomotso Neto is trying to change with his latest exhibition called Turning Heads.
Khomotso Neto is a self-taught photographer that's been making waves with his alternative and striking form of photography for some time now. You may have seen some of his pictures showcased at the Bree taxi rank in Johannesburg not so long ago, but it's his latest exhibition here at Artivist titled Turning Heads. That's literally turning heads. Let's go catch up with him. Khomotso, talk to us about your love for photography. How and where did it all begin?
The whole thing, how it happened was I had never thought that I'd become a photographer. It happened out of the blue, really. Like it was a time where there was a whole lot of wave with people posting their stuff online, and I think that sort of like caught my eye also. And actually, a lot of people don't know this, but I bought my camera on credit. So I paid my camera over for like 2 years after I had bought it. So, and I think from then on, as I kept on shooting, the love sort of like kept on developing. Because at the time, I wasn't really buying it with like any clear intention, so to say.
How exactly would you describe your style of photography?
Like I love stories generally, you know, and I think it's really important that we tell stories how we know them. And I think my style is a very honest one in a way. I can't really describe it per se for myself because I still think I'm at a process where I'm still developing what I'm really into with photography. I mean, the whole thing is a journey. I started from a point where I didn't know that I would end up becoming the photographer that I am today. It hasn't really been a long while, so it's still really like a long way to go in order for me to actually know the type of photographer that I am and what I'm really into with photography.
Let's talk about the exhibition here at Artivist. What prompted you to create this body of work?
I was at a point where I needed to create a project that will speak to the street photography element of my style of photography and the commercial element of photography. I thought of like a few ideas that I could incorporate together, and one of them that came immediately to me was how we groom ourselves in the streets as black people, like in the street corners, go salon in Gokasi. It was an idea that was quite clear and I couldn't let go of. But I knew that at the time I wasn't going to be able to do this by myself, so I called up a friend of mine who's a stylist, and I told them, yo, I have this idea, I have this colors that I have in mind, I have this props that I have in mind, and I want you to collaborate with me on this project. Before I created the project, I knew I wanted a project that was going to speak mostly to how we groom ourselves in the street. So like, you know, there's a whole process that people have with themselves and their barber or their hairstylist before they go. They have to prepare yourself mentally, and the name itself, Turning Heads, is taken from Gokasi. Like I don't know how many salons I've seen in the hood written Turning Heads, and what it essentially means is that you walk in this place, when you walk out, you're going to be turning heads.
The relationship that black people have with their hair can be a very controversial topic. What is that relationship like for you personally?
I mean, all I know is that for me, after coming from the guy who cuts my hair, my barber, is that I feel good. After good at chiscop, clean shaving chiscop, I know that I feel good. For someone else, it might be something different. They might get a fade, they feel good. Someone else gets braids, someone else relaxes their hair. The main point is that a lot of people have different relationships with hair and they feel good after walking away from where they do their hair. Some people like to keep their hair natural. Some like to, I guess, relax their hair, use whatever products that they find. But I mean, as a person, if you are proud of the hair that you have and it makes you feel good internally, you feel good wherever you are, you turn heads wherever you go.
There's no doubt that we're going to be seeing a lot more thought-provoking work from this trailblazer in the not-so-distant future. If you want to catch Turning Heads, the exhibition, make your way to Artivist here in Valentine, Johannesburg, and enjoy a cup of coffee while at it. It's on until the end of Feb, and trust, you don't want to miss this one.
No, you don't. Powerful, evocative, right? Awesome. Man.
What a great way to reflect on like just what we are all about, or at least a segment of what our community is about. Like what happens, like the photographer, what Komoto was talking about, ranking, like the way in which the culture is, man.
But to be able to capture that in that way.
Yeah.
Superb,
and self-taught photographer as well.
Imagine. That's an
we
incredible
love the
gift.
creativity on the show. Self-love.
Yeah, it's all around that, eh?
Do you love yourself?
I think I love myself. I hope
in
I
a
love.
weird
I hope I love myself. It's a weird thing to answer, to be honest.
Yeah.
To say yes, I
you
love
think it's
myself.
being vain, but it's not. It's about paying yourself back, having the time and investing in the energy.
I think I need to work on it. I definitely probably don't love myself as much as I should.
You're okay, dude.
And you ladies, do you feel you do?
You're all right, man. How do you express
Carissa
self-love?
was just saying now, it's a journey. It's not a destination. So like you're saying, I'm working on myself too. Every day is a day where you have to reflect and be like, today I'm loving myself.
Well, looking after yourself and your health in the way that you are now, that's self-love.
That's self-love. Yeah. It comes in different levels. I mean, that's what she mentioned earlier on. So also, you can't compare your progress to the next person. So if Jamie is on no sugar for 90 days, I can't be like, oh my gosh, I don't love myself because I'm not taking care of myself in that way. Yeah. But in my own way, it's like, okay, cool, I'm also growing and I'm learning about myself even more, and I'm trying to learn to love my flaws, you know?
So you're not going to be upset when I'm shredding for the wedding. You're going to be like, look at that guy. You've got to love yourself, honestly, and it ain't a cliche, and especially going into Valentine's Day, maybe take the time to express a little self-love as well. That's where it all starts.
The time to honor the best in local TV and film is here, and Expresso will be there to bring you all of the action as it unfolds. So join us this Friday, the 14th of February, between 7 and 9 a.m. as we broadcast the nominees for the 14th annual SAFTAs live from the Mall of Africa. So let's commence the celebration of this magnificent industry together, only on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC 3. It's Fashion Thursdays, everybody. Now, with so much on offer, my earring is excited, okay? With so much to offer in the world of fashion, it's difficult to keep up. But we've seen it time and time again, that no matter what, the exploration of color will always come through to save any fashion faux pas. And right now, Lucian just saved my earring. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lucian. We love you. But of course, someone else we love so much, and I always punt her. She's like my favorite person ever. We have none other than our color lover herself, fashion director and stylist, Taryn Oppel, who's here to tell us about another color palette that's not only trending right now, but that will stick around to spice up the colder months too. So hello, Kitty.
Also, one earring is a thing.
Yeah.
So.
Should I put it back on?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I might right now. Okay.
Listen, whenever you come, you're always talking about color blocking, what's trending. What can possibly be next right now for season?
So I'm quite excited about this one because it's sophisticated. It's got just the right balance between something understated and something that has a bit of punch for statement. And it's what I like to call the spice route.
Why are you so spicy?
So as you said, there's so much on offer when it comes to fashion, but that's the beauty of it because there's always going to be something for someone. And this color palette is no different. It's quite varied in the tones that you can choose from, which means it would suit pretty much anybody. You know, depending on what you like. It goes from, I've actually color coordinated this so you can see the flow. It goes from like sort of beigey nutmegs to cinnamon tones to smoky paprika, some hot chili. All depends whether you like it mild or hot.
And you know what? With this beautiful color transition, I feel like it's well suited for any kind of skin tone because from that, the first jumper, that's the jumper I wore on Monday. You know, and
Totally.
you walked in and you were like, I love what you're wearing. Now, the inspiration, what is the inspiration behind the color palette and also arranging them the way that you did?
So this is quite a transitional color palette, and I think that that's another reason why it's so good to invest in, you know, spice tones because you can wear it throughout the entire year, so you can take it to the next season and the next. Looking at the rail here, let me just show you a few pieces. Obviously, you spoke about your little jumpsuit that you wore. It's pretty amazing. I really love the sort of rust tone. This is a really great skirt. It's got beautiful front slits. Also really, really love the idea of adding some animal print to the color to sort of, you know, spruce it up a little bit. And then right at the end, speaking of prints, is this piece, which is almost like a boho sort of romantic print,
skirt.
but it's got the spice tones in it. So you can take, you know, a color from there and then just pair it with something that complements it. So, you know, the options are endless.
You know, I'm always going to ask you about this because I like a good mix and match. Can the spice tone be played up with one another?
Well, it's more like blending spices, hey, when you're doing a bit of cooking, which I quite love. Exactly, which I quite love. And Megan's actually here to show you an example of how you can mix the different tones together.
Megs.
Hi, Megs.
Okay. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, so she's wearing sort of the darker brown, sort of cumin shorts with the suede biker and that very, very bright pop of tangerine.
Yes.
We're matching today. Except, you know,
we got the color memo.
You know what I love about the jacket and also pairing this kind of shade of brown with those pants is that if you're too scared to walk out with such a bold orange shirt, you can tone it down a little bit with a neutral tone.
Totally. And then another way you can also sort of tone down these colors is with black or white or, you know, just to sort of ease into the trend and not, like you said, you know, step out with a bold color that you're a bit afraid of.
Yes.
Of course, Valentine's is coming. Would you recommend such a soft palette for tomorrow as well?
Why not? I mean, it's about your personality, isn't it? Like, you know, and then your clothes, you know, you need to just shine through that. And it's not, you don't, but I mean, can't go wrong with a beautiful red like
dress.
You're wearing right that little chili spice going on there as well.
But also there is a chili spice on the rail right now. Like that red dress with a cinched waist. I think that one would be perfect for date nights, you know?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love the angular
sort of asymmetrical little ruffle. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
But of course, when you come back later, we're going to be talking all about accessories and how we can elevate that date night look. Once again, Fashion Thursday has feeling us inspired inspired to up-to-date and elevate our wardrobes with something as simple yet effective as color. Now get your share of the Spice Tone trend at your nearest Woolworths store or shop the looks you've been seen today and so much more online or on the Woolworths app. The sexiest thing to wear is confidence.
And earring, please. Earrings.
All right, gentlemen, I was meeting with the official team behind the You Got Game show.
Yeah.
Dynamic. Have you guys got game? Are you...
I would like to think so. It depends what kind of game we're talking about.
You didn't even skip a beat there, right? I mean, you guys have been working in clubs for a long time. I know you're both spoken for now, but if you think back in the day, you got games. Were you kind of the pickup line kind of guys? Would you use a pickup line? What was your way in?
Nah, I didn't really do that whole thing. Yeah, I have to say, you know, I'd like to think I was never a pickup line guy, but if I think about it, I probably was. I probably was. I must ask Simone, maybe I used one on her.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got to look at her face, eh?
Please. Yeah. So here's the deal, okay? Jamie, you look all very serious. You look like you got game today.
Do I? Yeah, it's maybe
so
this.
come around to this side of the table. So we're going to put you guys up against this team here, okay?
Okay.
What? Wait, is it the two of us?
No,
I know you've got game.
Man,
okay. So you're representing Expresso, dude. You're representing the family today. So you'll see we've got some cool appliances, rather random things here. All of these available at game. Items that you guys are going to have to use to inspire your game this morning. So I'm going to give you, or you can actually choose between any of the appliances that are on here, and I'll list them all for you. We've got a Russell Hobbs Fabric Express Steam Spray.
Where's that? Over here?
There we go.
This one here.
The Volcano Phonic headphones, very nice, okay, something you might be akin with. Yes. We've got the Carmen 1200 watt studio hairdryer over there, cute.
That's what's up right there.
That's cute. Yeah. We've got the retro console. Where's our retro console?
That's awesome. With 132 in one.
How cool is that, eh?
Nice.
You can gift it to yourself if you want. Very, very nice. We've got from the home and garden section an out and about short and long Brytongs.
I'm
thinking there's a pickup line somewhere in there. Come on.
That's what I need right there.
We've got the Mega Master Poiki Pot. Are you a Mega Master? Master of my heart, the Poiki Pot. That's a nice Poiki Pot. We've got in the jewelry and watches section, we've got a dress ring. Where's our dress ring? Have you guys started in the dress ring already?
Yeah. And
No rings. It's a little bit too close to home to give a ring on Valentine's Day.
No.
There's no poiki in there either. So we'll take the ring out of the fray, and then we've got from sports and leisure, we've got a Trojan dumbbell set, okay?
Oh wow.
And then our soccer ball, okay? A nice Pele branded soccer ball. All right, so these are the items that you can choose from. We'll alternate, we'll go 1-1. I'll give you guys the option to start because you are the guests.
Okay.
And that's the right way to do it. So you've got to pick an item, okay?
Yeah.
And you've got to give an associated pickup line, or you've got to use that item in a Valentine's inspired way to show that you've got game. So, yeah.
Okay, I think I've got it.
Oh, you got it already. It's already there. I'm thinking the tongs are going to be an awesome one. All right. No. Oh, man. Blow my hair back. I don't know. Okay. This is going to get crazy. All right, so are you ready, dude? Are the wheels turning? You got it there.
Bro.
All right, time to prove that you got game.
So you guys are going first.
Gents, you can go first.
Is it one at a time? Or what's the deal?
You can both go together. You can go one at a time. You can choose between yourselves who's going to take the honours.
So are we each taking one?
Yeah, but just to start, we'll go 1 round with you guys, 1 round with you guys, 1 round with you guys, and you can decide between each other who's going to represent you in that round. All right, Brian, Andrew, go for it.
Okay, I'll go with this first.
Okay, go for it.
I'll go with this.
Okay, nice.
Tell us.
What are we doing our pickup line? It's so stupid.
You got to hold it. You got to brand.
You got to know what you're talking about.
Can I say it?
Let me blow you away.
Come on. The fact that your voice dropped a few octaves when you said it as well, that made it. Okay, go for it.
Jamie Lee's going for our team first.
Jy is reg vir die pot. Get it? No? Jy's reg vir die pot. So, never mind.
Ding. Wrong to the Chaplin brothers. All right, go for it.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, look, come on. That was weak, bro. Come on. That was... It was cute. It was cute, but it was weak. All right.
I'm getting hints here. I could say, So are you an ironer because you are hot?
That's good, man.
Okay.
Don't laugh. That game that got you, Simone.
Yeah, exactly.
That game got you, goals. So.
Take it fast. This is the level. Wait for it. Get go.
Ish. My bebes. Baby girl. Sweethearts.
Yeah.
I'm not here to play games. But if you want, you can be my controller.
That's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to call it. Round 2 goes the way of Master Controller. All right.
Do you have a sudden date?
I think we need a decider here. So you're going to decide between the two of you who is going to take one last item. I know it's tough, guys.
You go. Okay. Maybe are you Volcano headphones because you sound like an angel?
That was heartfelt. It was sweet.
Can I open this?
You see, it comes with that. That Luxon swag.
Yeah, I saw them conversing, conspiring.
Yeah,
Conspiring. Baby, I don't know if this is you inside my head, but all I know is like you make me feel like a Super Bowl.
I like the reference.
Oh, so even they appreciated it. It was very sweet. Please stop flirting with the guests. Please stop flirting with the guests. Okay, I'm going to go by studio cheer here. Who are winners? Are we going to give it to Lockenville, to the Chaplin Bros?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, they're used to a bigger crowd reaction, I think, when they perform. Are we going to give it to the home team, to the Expresso team? Wow, that's really even. You know what? Just because we love them so much and we want them to still perform, I'm going to give it to the Chaplin. Thank you, gentlemen. You have got game. That's why you're both in committed relationships right now, and you've been out of the game for a while. Oh, man, have a lot of fun yourself, picking something beautiful for the one you love. And remember, you stand a chance of winning a 2,000 Rand game voucher. All you're going to do is show whether you actually have got game this Valentine's Day. So share your cheesy pickup lines, your grand gestures of love on our Facebook page with the hashtags #GotGame and Be Our Valentine. And cheese it up, man. I want proper cheese. I want like 6-month-old aged cheddar cheese for this one. And who knows? You could be our Valentines this Valentine's Day. And that competition ends on Friday, on Valentine's Day at midday. But you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com.
Guys, this is why I'm single. This is why I'm single.
Oh, shame.
I like that. That was great.
Apply for your American Express Gold or Platinum card and get 20% off your food bill, or a complimentary appetizer, or a free bottle of wine every time you use your card at participating taste restaurants around the country. Apply now at americanexpress.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We've been having some fun today.
I needed a good belly laugh this morning. Well,
Proving we got game, or
you actually did win, but I had to be nice.
Yeah, to the guests.
And you had to be cordial in that space.
Now listen, earlier on we were hanging around with self-taught photographer Khomotso Neto, who took us around his exhibition called Turning Heads and emphasizing self-love. And his inspiration was like going around Ekasi and finding out how people groom themselves. But one other thing that's very common in Ekasi is ikota.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had ikota before?
What is it?
We made like spatho, kota, other names like...
It's like a bunny chow, but with a different filling.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yes, Tabisa, you made it. Tabisa, you made it. I didn't taste it. Oh.
Well, I mean, what we're seeing right now is definitely a new age. That's a Gatsby, bro.
Wow. Yeah, that is a
That is a level.
That looks like
that is a quota that went
right?
to... Yeah.
So, anyway, I think that doesn't qualify in my book as
so
ikota.
is like half loaf of bread, hollowed out, and then filling like with like chips. Oh, fair enough.
Actually,
Quarter, you're right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Then you fill it up with different fillings like chips. Or like...
My thing is, yeah, there we go, and lots of sauce, and it's got to have a Russian in there, surely. I'm big on like an egg. Whether it's a Gatsby or a quota, you've got to have an egg in there.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that it's got to be in there?
Guys, if I go back to my growing up days, like it would have been like curried mince.
Ooh.
Curried mince in there with like potato in it, with baloniana on the side, just in case you wanted to scoop nyana. Yeah. So you got mince with so it's like a curried mince with potatoes, baloni, and then a sprinkling of dollop of achanyana there on the side. So you can just
Hammanskraal acha, that's in honor of Tubiso. You've got to have the acha.
Did they make a special acha?
No, I remember that when we met at Quarter Live on the show, he was like, no, in Hammanskraal, you've got to have it with the acha.
You have to have acha.
Got to have it with acha.
I'm not an acha person in my quota. I'm so sorry.
Really? What do you have?
Chips are a standard.
Yeah?
Lots of chips and a lot of sauce.
There is a great joy in being able to have carbs in carbs on carbs.
Exactly.
Hey, there's
It's like
something
a
really
guilty
special
pleasure.
about that. I like that.
What would you like to have, Jenny?
Chips, like a slap chips, but it must be like that. It mustn't be like hard. It must be like slap chips with sweet chili sauce.
See, all of us are
I remember she was like,
eating this in our mind.
we got and people were like, ooh, you are so
must be
bougie,
nice.
girl.
Okay.
Avocado.
All right, okay. But let's continue that conversation about this much-loved favorite that is made from a quarter of a loaf of fresh white bread, a large variety of meaty fillings. It has to be one of the most perfect food staples, fast food staples in the country that gets your tummy nice and full. So have you ever wanted to make up a kota and needed some encouragement to do so? Well, look no further. Solo headed out to Kota King in Soweto to find out how exactly a winning Sasco Mzansi bread surge kota is made and eaten.
Of course, eaten, yeah.
Sasco, baking together since 1930.
We're about to meet Rulani Shibambo, owner of Kota King, the place that has gotten social media tongues wagging with their gourmet kotas. Now, we all love and are familiar with what a kota is, which is a quarter loaf of bread stuffed with cheese, chips, acha, and polony. But these guys are doing something different. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to chow down and find out why this place was voted the #1 spot in the Sasco Mzansi breadwinner search for the best kotas in town. So, Rulani, tell me how it feels like to be the #1 spot in the Sasco Mzansi breadwinner search for the best place to get a kota.
I'm very proud, and thanks to all the supporters out there. I'm happy. I don't know what to say. I'm out of words. But I'm just proud of my team also at the background. They're the ones that made it possible. So it really helped us with a lot of exposure. So today, everyone knows here in Joburg to say we are the best in what we do. And they can trust us because Sasco trusted us also.
It doesn't get more classic than this. A kota made with fresh white bread and filled with slap chips, egg, ham, Russian sausage, and cheese. It's a winner.
So what really makes a kota is how you make it. I'd say it's a kota of bread, chips, sauces, and other ingredients that I put in it. What makes Kota King the best is because we have our own signature sauce and we make kotas out of love. We just make them out of love.
I think the Mzansi Bread Search is such a great platform because it really gives budding businesses like this the opportunity to grow and get their name out there even more.
So most of our stuff, it's signature. So from our rations, our cold meats, we've got a certain company that manufactures our own rations because we're taking tons and tons a week. And obviously we manufacture our own condiments. So from our own basting sauces, our meat marinades and all that. So they got a signature. So that even if a competitor out there is trying to imitate our product, they can't get it right because of our taste. You know, how we make our own patties, how we make our own sauces, they definitely can't get it right.
I think Kota King is very reflective of our culture because it has all the ingredients we grew up eating in our kotas when we were growing up. The Russian, the egg, the chips, and more importantly, the fresh Sasko white bread. It's a truly South African township culinary experience.
Mostly people, when they get here into the store, they want the #1 selling kota. So it's a King Silas kota. And that kota was named after my dad. His name is Silas. So whenever he comes to the store, he'd say, son, please make me a kota. So obviously I know which kotas he likes. So it's kota with a rump steak and a beef patty, cheese and egg, some lettuce, pickles and chips, nicely toasted with our own signature sauces, obviously. And that's a bang. He loves it.
The highlight of my experience is seeing how the kota was made from scratch. It's like a work of art. I mean, these chefs really take what they do so seriously. It's really nice to witness.
How does one eat a kota? There's a whole lot of ways of eating a kota. Personally, I eat kota all round. I eat the crust, then leave the relish inside, then I eat the relish later.
If you want the original flavor of a thing, you have to go to the source, and that is exactly what we've done here today. Although experimenting with the kota has become so popular, there's a reason why it's still around and forms such a huge part of our food culture here in South Africa. On that note, let's dig in. Man, eating a Kota King kota was one of the best experiences I've had. The best culinary experiences that I've had. It's so tasty, from the sauce to the ingredients to everything. Listen, if you're in and around Soweto, you have to call these guys and order one.
Sasko, baking together since 1930.
Look, if your mouth is not watering after that, then I don't know what to say to you. That looked absolutely amazing. Thanks so much to Tula for bringing us that delicious story. But right now we're hanging out with Brian and his lovely partner, Simone, who's on the couch for the very first time. And of course, with baby in tow. Let's give her a warm round of applause. Welcome.
Thank you.
Your mouth was watering looking at that little...
Yeah, no, I was dying inside. That looks amazing.
Is that straight up your alley? That's your thing?
That's right up my alley. I've had to kind of force the healthiness in from this one. He doesn't want our child coming out looking like a hamburger, so that was right up my alley.
Hey, listen, chubby kids are cute as well. We got some parenting advice for you from our viewers because we asked them to help you guys out. And have you received any parenting advice from, or maybe even unsolicited advice from people?
Yeah, we actually have.
Yeah?
And we appreciate it. I think, you know, everyone always gives lots of advice. And I think you get quite overwhelmed. But I mean, we're first-time parents, so we'll take any advice we can get.
Okay, good. Well, let's Nika Manogri said, hello, I'm not a parent, but I work with kids. My advice to parents, make kids be kids and enjoy childhood and never compare your kids with other kids.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's brilliant
right?
advice. Yeah.
Less pressure for the kids, man. Zainab, and you can have a look at the comments over there. Some days you will feel like you're drowning. Dust yourself off and keep going. Some days are hard, but those random kisses and hugs makes it all worth it. That is so true, man.
I like that. I really like it.
You could possibly not have slept an entire night, and then you just get that hug, that appreciation, and it makes you feel like everything's going to be all right.
It makes it so worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate it.
Talia first said, I have just had my 3rd and 4th child. A real surprise and a gift from the universe. Twin boys. Best advice, which I now live by, is do what works and feels right for you. There are no medals at the end of this. So do what you want to do as a parent and what feels right for you. Children truly are the greatest gift. Doesn't that make you feel good? Like knowing that this is your own individual parenting journey. Like she says, there's no medals at the end of this. Nobody can give you absolute advice,
I'm
right?
just disappointed there aren't any medals at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Another one here saying, from Spesita saying, I'm not a parent yet, but my advice to those who are parents, never compare your child to someone else's child. That's very good advice. There's Shamila saying, good morning, Expresso fam. I wish I'd listened to the great advice I received. When the baby sleeps, you sleep.
Yes, we will take that advice.
Yeah. Whenever my baby fell asleep, I took time to tidy up and run errands instead of sleeping. It's been 4 years. I'm still tired. Brilliant stuff.
I can understand that.
By the way, I don't know if you've broken the news yet, but do you know whether you're having a little boy or a little girl? Have you?
Yes, we do, and I'll let her take the moment. Yeah.
We're having a little boy, so very, very excited.
And as far as names are concerned, have you decided? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah,
Yes,
we have. I'll let you take that one as well.
Okay, are we sharing?
Yeah, sure, you can share.
Okay, so this will be the first time that everyone's hearing it, but we have decided on Rome, which is where he was conceived. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
I don't think I know anybody who's called.
Well, that was kind of the thought process. I mean, in the beginning, I really liked the name Roman, especially seeing as it's a boy, and one of my favorite directors is also a Roman. But then Simone wasn't too keen on the name. We wanted to try and just make it a little bit more different because I think that she knew a Roman that maybe she didn't like so much. but then after sitting with it for a bit, you know, we both liked the name Rome, and then just sitting with it for a few weeks, it just felt right. So I really love the name.
We can't picture him any other way now.
It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's really, really amazing. And a little bit later on, we'll also have a baby talk segment where we give a whole lot of parenting advice from experts. So you might want to just, sit close by for that.
Absolutely.
But thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank
Hope you
you.
appreciated this. Listen, send more love our way on Expresso Morning Show SABC3, especially those parenting tips that you might want to share.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Birthday to you. A very very happy birthday to you. Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on SABC3. This is Expresso. And when you hear that sound, you know what time it is. It's time for us to wish you, our loyal and loved viewers, a very happy birthday.
Was that your audition now for Lockenville? Only because Lockenville's in studio,
Yeah, so
so
I'm
now you're trying to get
auditioning, just in case
lines
you need
in.
an extra member.
It's okay, though. It's okay, girl. But we have a few people that are celebrating their birthday today, of course, on this Thursday, Klein Vrydag. The first one is happy birthday to my beautiful sister, Marizan. May God bless you and keep you safe. Remember that I love you. And this comes from Janine and family. Another one celebrating her birthday today is Sumaya. A blessed birthday to you. May all your wishes be granted. Much love from Bertha, Tony, and the fam. Happy birthday, Sumaya.
And it's Craig's birthday today. I wish you a happy 4th birthday, my boy. May God bless you more. Much love from your mom and brothers. Happy birthday to you, Craig. And this one goes to Shanaline. Happy 29th birthday to my angel, Shanaline Moses. May you always carry around the beautiful smile that lights up our lives.
Aww.
Wishing you many more years, happy years ahead, and many more joyful times with us. Love from your bestie, Rushana, and the rest of the Players Inc. Jingle Squad family. Happy birthday to you.
Coming through for her friend. Now we're celebrating our first birthday today for Kian. A happy birthday, Kian. I pray to God that he remains the light of my life and brings so much joy and laughter in my life. I love you. Look at cute. Look at the mama nuna konekis. And then another one comes to a happy big birthday to my big boy Ashraf. As you grow older, may God grant you wisdom, love and maturity, as well as many more fun years to come. Enjoy your special day, my boy. Lots of love from mom, dad, Lali, and Kashifa. Oh,
he has such beautiful eyes. This one goes to Tico. I wish my dad a happy 60th birthday. May God bless you with many more birthdays. Thank you for being an amazing dad and granddad. We love you lots. 60 and never looked so good. And this one goes to Bongo. I wish Bongo Masego a happiest 22nd birthday. May your day be filled with love and blessings from your lover, Tolakele Ndimande. Happy birthday to you, Bongo.
We'd, of course, love to see lots of those videos, so send them through to 071 640 6551, or better yet, birthdays at Cordova.tv. But, of course, happy birthday. Let's check out the news with the boys.
Thanks so much. Let's kick it off with some very exciting news from a South African perspective. Germany is set to invest 400 million rand to expand South Africa's giant meerkat telescope. The 64-dish meerkat telescope is set to receive another 20 dishes at a cost of around 800 million rand. This will increase its computing requirements tenfold. The extension of meerkat is a joint venture between South Africa and Germany. It is currently the most sensitive telescope of its kind in the world and has already made significant scientific discoveries, such as the giant bubbles of radiation at the center of the galaxy. Then, keeping it on the local front, President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to use his State of the Nation address tonight to respond to burning issues such as load shedding and gender-based violence. President's address will get underway at 7 o'clock this evening. While Parliament has trimmed certain of the aspects of the ceremony, there'll still be some of the fanfare of the red carpet as guests and officials arrive. Cape Town motorists and pedestrians have been advised of the temporary road closures and parking restrictions in and around Parliament today, so do please be aware. Then on the international front, Egypt's population has reached 100 million. Its statistics agency has said, highlighting the threat of overpopulation in a poverty-stricken country where many live in crowded mega cities and nearly 1 in 3 below the poverty line. A new baby is born in Egypt roughly every 18 seconds, the statistics body calculated. The North African country retains its position as the most populous Arab nation and Africa's 3rd most populous country behind Nigeria and Ethiopia. Then a cruise ship was turned away by 5 countries over fears that someone aboard may have the novel coronavirus, despite no passengers testing positive before Cambodia eventually agreed to let it dock. The Westerdam, operated by the Holland America Line, departed from Hong Kong on February the 1st for a 14-day cruise to Taiwan and Japan. Meanwhile, Pope Francis yesterday prayed for victims of China's coronavirus, which has now killed over 1,100 people and infected some 45,000, particularly among the elderly and most vulnerable. And now, bringing it back home for a story about a rescue mission with a difference, and quite a daring one at that. A boomslang was rescued after it was found slithering on the shores of Winkelspruit Beach, south of Durban. It was apparently swimming in the waves and got washed back up onto the beach. It was an Natal snake catcher. Nick Evans has said the snake was initially spotted by beachgoers, who then alerted police, who in turn immediately called Evans. Evans said that when he arrived at the beach, the snake was utterly exhausted and not moving. Using a pair of tongs, he carefully grabbed it by the tail and carried it to an area where he could safely release it. Evans said in his decade-long career, he's never experienced a tree snake on the beach, and it probably got lost and was a little bit confused, he guessed. Well, we wish it well as it re-enters its natural environment. That's a wrap of your news for this morning. Let's get back into the sport. We pick it up with the cricket from yesterday and plenty of action at that. The Proteas claimed a one-run win over England in a dramatic first T20 international at Buffalo Park in East London last night. South Africa setting up a 178-run target for the visitors in their allotted 20. And man of the match, Lungi and Giddy bowling an impressive final over, picking up the 3 crucial wickets of Tom Curran, Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid. That second T20 between South Africa and England will take place at Kingsmead Stadium in Durbs this coming Friday. Then on to our midweek Premier Soccer League action. It continued last night with Bidvest Wits suffering a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Maritzburg United at the Bidvest Stadium in Braamfontein. Tabiso Kutumela's right-footed shot on target in the 44th minute. That was enough to secure the win for the visitors. So both Wits and Maritzburg currently sitting on 30 points on the PSL table in 5th and 6th place respectively. So quite a lot in that encounter. Then further afield, Kevin Anderson suffered a first-round upset at the New York Open, normally a very happy hunting ground for him. That was after American-born qualifier Jason Jung registered a 7-6, 6-4 win over the top South African-placed tennis player in 1 hour and 29 minutes. So Anderson, currently ranked 120th in the world, last won the New York Open back in 2018. Now Jung will be on to the next round to face United Kingdom's Cameron Norrie. And then continuing to track a story we've been following for a while now, the Chinese Grand Prix is the latest sporting event to be called off as a result of the coronavirus. Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has accepted a request from the Chinese organizers to postpone the race, scheduled to take place in Shanghai on the 19th of April. The decision has been made to ensure the health and safety of all of the drivers, but no new date has yet been set. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Thursday morning. Let's take one last look at the roads.
Thank you so much, G. Let's take a look at the road this morning. Now, if you find yourself in Gauteng Midrand on Waterfall Drive, there is congestion between Allendale and the R55. Heavy delays are expected, so please keep that in mind this morning. In the Western Cape, a CBD, there are planned road closures in the CBD today due to the SONA 2020. Now, please use alternative routes and avoid the N2. Traffic will also be backed up, so please be patient on the roads this morning. And then lastly, on the Metro Rail Southern Line, there's an extended travel time of about 30 to 40 minutes on the Simonstown line due to current infrastructure conditions and sets out of service. That's where we leave your traffic. Let's take a final look at the weather.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's dive right in with our weather and a broad spectrum, of course, being offered by some of your beautiful sunrise pictures, giving us a view of South Africa this morning. Thank you so much to Stanley Berg for your incredible sunrise from Beaufort West, and Nombulelo Gama for your beautiful sunrise from Soweto, as well as Drini Vermaak for your gorgeous vista from Scottsboro, and lastly then Gary Okamp, our regular, for your bold sunrise from Kids Beach in East London. Thank you so much for that. Looking at a broad sweep of the weather and your temperatures in your neck of the woods. A couple of showers expected for Polokwane, your low 16 going up to 26. Mbombela 17 and 28. Thunderstorms expected for Pretoria, where your low is 17 going up to a max of 29. Johannesburg ranging between 15 and 28. Then high humidity in Mahikeng, 17 your low going up to 31 degrees. Klerksdorp your low 15 going up to 31. Then a northwesterly wind of around 13 k's an hour expected in Kimberley, where you're ranging between 18 and 33 degrees. Bloem 15 and 30. 30. Plenty of sunshine for Richards Bay. Your minimum 21 going up to a max of 34 degrees. Hot day in Pietermaritzburg as well. 19 your low going up to 32. Durbs ranging between 23 and 30 degrees. Mthatha 16 and 33. Clear skies for East London where your low is 19 going up to a max of 30. Craddock, your low 13 going up to 37 degrees today. Port Elizabeth 19 and 28. High humidity for George, 16 your low, your high 26. Lowest temperature in the country kicking off on 12 degrees is Sutherland going up to 28 degrees. Then a northwesterly wind of around 15 kilometers an hour in Cape Town. Your low 18 going up to 25 degrees. Worcester ranging between 14 and 33 degrees. Springbok 12 and 31. And again, as has been the case the whole year, just about the highest temperature in the country belongs to Uppington. Your low 22, your max 37 degrees. So be careful out in the heat, especially around midday. But as we always say, regardless of the weather, make sure it's a beautiful day. Well, time now to keep our finger on the pulse. Plenty to catch up on the entertainment front.
Now, you know, when you hear that sound, it's time for us to delve into the world of entertainment. There's so much to explore this past week. Now, this past Tuesday, Samsung unveiled their new flagship assets, the Galaxy S20 and the Galaxy Z Flip at the prestigious Samsung Galaxy Unpacked 2020 event. This is an annual global event with the purpose of introducing new, more innovative Samsung devices that are set to always change the game. Now, making sure they are always staying ahead of the game, they named their new official Samsung Galaxy brand ambassadors, and joining the ranks of hip-hop heavyweights Casper Nyovest and media personality Maps Maponyane are none other than Bonang Queen B Mateba and Miss Universe Uzozimini Tunzi. Listen, always ahead of the curve. Now, Bonang is known for her unwavering personality and business ethics and is a woman who continues to surprise us with her money moves. Uzozimini is, of course, the universe's darling who is adored globally because of her authenticity and her mission of changing lives. Now, social media was buzzing, welcoming the two new additions to the family, but one person who we think was a little more excited was Casper Nyovest. Social media knows, based on his tweets, that he has a soft spot for our Miss Universe, and they finally got to meet. She's someone he has been admiring for a while now, and Twitter was left wondering, do you guys think that they will end up together?
Really?
No. Do they make a good couple?
No. Oh, come on.
No.
We can't be throwing stuff like that around.
That was the conversation on Twitter on Tuesday.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, can people not work together and
just
not...
be,
Not, I mean, they're now ambassadors for one of the biggest tech companies in the world. That is a big thing.
That's
so for him to be gushing over that and to be celebrating that, I mean, you got to also understand, I think, that this has increased the kind of the communal clout and power that Samsung now has through Maps, through Casper, through Bonang and Zosie. The four of them together are like powerhouse moves. So that's something to be gushing about. And she's just like rocked the entire world, winning Miss Universe. I think
and now
anybody...
to be colleagues, it's just like...
Exactly. I think anybody would be like, wow.
Hello.
So...
If that's the case, and I'm just going to say it out there, I really like to work with Brad Pitt, guys. Like,
hey,
putting
it
out in the universe so that you guys can start making rumors that we, like...
I did see he calls himself Abu Difilab, and she's Aussie Universe. That's very cute.
What does that mean?
So Abu Difilab is like Bootfilab.
Yeah, like your older brother,
Oh,
Abu
okay,
Difilab, and then she's like your older
your
sister.
Sis Universe.
Oh, man, amazing. Well, who knows?
I think it's great.
Yeah, now yesterday also we reported on the news about the child of former NBA star Dwayne Wade transitioning from a boy called Zion to a girl named Zaya. Now Dwayne's actress wife, Gabrielle Union, which we all love, has taken to Instagram to post a video introducing Zaya to the world, and just what a compassionate girl she is. Take a look.
Like, it's what's the point of being on this earth if you're going to try to be someone you're not? It's like you're not even living as yourself, which is like the dumbest concept to me. It's just like, you know, be true and don't really care what like the stereotypical way of like being you is.
Even when people are being mean, and even when people are getting hurt because they're trying to be themselves, and even through that, you still want people to make sure that they live their truth.
Yeah, I think I know it can get tough, definitely. Yeah, but I think you push through and you be the best you, and especially more recently, like it's become a more accepting even though there's, you know, obviously a lot of people out there who still are like set, you know, more in the like back in their days way of mind. But I think even through hard times, just you gotta just push through. I mean, like, it's worth it. I feel like it's very worth it when you reach that point of like yourself.
Feeling free.
Yeah.
Feeling like you.
Yeah.
Feeling like you don't have to hide.
Like you could look in the mirror and like say like hi to yourself, like nice to meet you, instead of like I don't really know who I am. It's like a full identity crisis.
Such profound words from a young,
12 years
a
old.
12-year-old young girl. Wow.
Now, this is, of course, not the first time that we see celebrities come in full support of their children who have happily transitioned. Our very own Charlize Theron, I don't know if you guys remember this, but introduced her child to the world as a boy. But once Jackson was 3 years old, he said these words, "I am not a boy." As well as NBA legend Magic Johnson's son, E.J. Johnson, also came out as being gay in 2013. And both his parents and family has always supported him, saying that if they don't love him and support him, who else will? Another celebrity that also came out with her son was Cher, who also said it was very difficult for her to accept the reality of a daughter who was once born Chastity, transitioning into who we now know as Chaz Bono. She says it was always a difficult adjustment at first because he was the only child, but now Chaz has used his voice to be an advocate for the LGBTQ community and released a documentary called Being Chaz. But I think for Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, the fact that they were just, they're such proud parents, and they're using this platform to educate other parents and saying, you know what, it's okay. You know, they are now being the voice. They're not allowing him to be on Instagram or take to social media, but saying, you know what, we're going to control this, but we as the parents are speaking about this so that we can educate other parents
as well
about this.
Yeah, a very important message being sent across there, and I think, you've got to heap praise on them for being such supportive parents and the amazing people that they are.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Wow, well, that's it for your entertainment news right now, but there's so much more right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so keep it locked. We'll see you after this.
I'm Janeska Rademan. I am 24 years old. I'm a set decorator and an aspiring actress. Welcome to my crib. This is the lounge area. I don't really make a lot of food here because I tend to burn it. Yeah, that's enough. Let me show you my view from my room. So,
hello, ek sien jou maatjies is hier.
So I still live with my parents. That's why I actually need to win this money. Okay.
There's only one person like Janeska. She's fun to be around and the type of person that you can't get enough of. So I think she would be perfect for this competition.
What I'm going to bring to the competition is fun and kindness. Maybe I'm a little bit competitive. Maybe I'm a lot. Let's see. I'm Janeska Rademan. Watch me on Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao, coming to you soon on SABC 3.
welcome back, you beautiful souls. You know that sound means one thing. We're about to get into a mushy, gorgeous little baby talk right now. I challenge you not to smile when you hear a baby laughing, and that's something that our two guests are going to really get to experience firsthand and pretty soon. Simone and Brian are going to stick around with us to ask some burning questions, but you might not be aware, the 10th to the 16th of February marks Pregnancy Awareness Week here in South Africa. So in today's Baby Talk segment, we are going to be joined by our first-time expected parents, Brian Chaplin and his gorgeous girlfriend, Simone Dawn de Kock, who will be asking their pregnancy-related questions, of course, to our expert, Tasha Perriard, who is a clinic sister, childbirth educator, and was part of my prenatal, antenatal journey, and part of a team that we relied very heavily on, I have to say. You are an incredible shining light in what you do, but I think it comes from a deep love of being in that space. So thank you so much for joining us. So you guys, I would imagine, have a lot of questions. You are serious, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very serious. There were actually some very specific questions I wanted to get answered, so I'm happy that we have this opportunity.
And he's a proper involved dad, hey? Which is a good thing, dude. It's a good thing. So you both can have an opportunity, hopefully, and this becomes, I was joking now, saying it's quite a self-indulgent space, because I've asked some really key questions and had them answered. So this is your chance to ask those questions. So the floor is yours. Do you want to kick us off, man? What do you want to know?
Yeah, so one of the first questions we had was, do you recommend demand feeding?
Okay, so to start off with, so the thing is with babies is that every baby's different, and every parenting style is different. So in the first couple of weeks, what we want to do is we really want to establish a very good milk supply for the mom. And demand feeding is important to build the milk supply of the mom and that the baby gets back to birth weight. So when the baby's born, the baby loses a bit of weight, so we don't want the baby to lose more than 10% of the baby's weight. And then by 2 weeks, we want the baby to be back to birth weight. So in those 2 weeks, it's really important that the mom spends a lot of time feeding the baby so that actually the baby can get back to their birth weight. So after 2 weeks, once the baby's gaining weight really nicely, then you can try and stretch out the feeds to kind of more of a schedule. But anything between 2 hours and 4 hours is very, very normal for a baby. And some babies are very happy to go to 4 hours, and some babies are happy to go 2 hours. And it depends on the milk supply of the mom as well. But in the first couple of weeks, you feel like you're just feeding round the clock. Okay. So it's literally like feed, sleep, feed, sleep, sleep. So it can be quite overwhelming. But it just very much depends on the baby.
Great.
Okay, yeah, another thing we were actually wanting to ask is, what is your opinion on co-sleeping or sleeping independently?
Okay, so again, that depends on you. So we always say the best place for a baby to sleep is where you get the most sleep. And some parents feel when they come home from the hospital, they want to put their babies to sleep in their room, or some parents want to put their babies to sleep in their own room. So the best place for your baby to sleep is where you feel comfortable and where you feel like your baby is safe. So many people put their babies in a bassinet next to their bed, or a co-sleeper, or Moses basket, and some people do sleep with their babies. You think in many cultures, babies do sleep with their parents. It's only the society that we kind of live in now that, you know, there's the image of a baby all wrapped up nicely in a little Moses basket next to the bed. Yeah. And in many cultures, they wouldn't dream of not sleeping with their baby. So co-sleeping is absolutely fine if it's done in a safe manner. You know, obviously we're not having big fluffy blankets and duvets over our babies, hard surfaces. Obviously we're not drinking and taking drugs, but that kind of goes without saying. So we obviously don't want our new parents to be doing that. But often babies in the first couple of weeks, they settle so beautifully on your chest and with you, because that's what they're used to.
Honestly, there's nothing
better. Comfort.
There is nothing better.
I think because you don't actually want to put them down, and you just
exactly.
That little breath.
I know, and that phase goes so fast. You know, that newborn phase for the first couple of weeks, and the dads can participate in that co-sleeping as well. So I'm a big fan of co-sleeping if it's done in a safe manner.
And it's also, it's a very intimate space, which is quite cool for a guy to get into that, because you do kind of feel like a bit of a third wheel in those first few weeks. That being able to just have skin on skin, especially, that is something that's really special. Do you want to squeeze in one more question?
Yeah, so this was a question. Obviously, both of our lifestyles are not very stuck in routine. We're kind of all over the place. And so I really wanted to know, you know, at what point does it become really really important to start creating a daily routine for the baby?
So it depends on the parents. So if you want to have a routine, the thing is people read so many books about routine and there's so many gurus of routine, but the thing is the parents read the books, but the babies don't read the books. So they don't fit into those schedules, and it can be very stressful when 7 o'clock comes and my baby should be sleeping, but oh, my baby's not ready for sleep, now what I do? So it produces quite a lot of anxiety, I find, those books. So I find for the first 3 months, every day is completely different. So the first 3 months, you know, we call it the 4th trimester. So the baby's learning how to be on the outside world, it's adjusting, you're getting to know each other. So every day is quite different. So I find between 3 and 4 months, the routine kind of falls into place by itself. It's a really great idea to actually keep a diary. So every day, just keep a diary, and eventually kind of you see, oh, there's a pattern that's kind of coming together, and then you can work on a routine.
And he's
like
created
that.
his own pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, the fact that you've had to be adaptable in your careers is probably going to be one of the greatest tools that you have for a baby.
I was actually thinking the same thing, I would imagine, because we'll have more time available.
And you can do your thing. Nothing will destroy a control freak more than a baby, because they will not be controlled.
Exactly.
Absolutely awesome stuff. Fantastic resource. Thank you so much for some great questions. We're going to squeeze in a few more in just a moment, and you can continue to weigh in with your own advice for new parents, those gems that you wished you had received as a new parent. We'd love to hear some of your pearls of wisdom as well.
Well, Jamie Lee, let's hear your pearls of wisdom. What would be your advice? First-time mom.
I think that's very difficult for me because I had a very difficult journey after birth. But I think that women need to be more real and raw about the after effects, like the postpartum, what women actually go through.
Yes.
So I feel like sometimes we don't speak about that. We don't become vulnerable and say, you know what, this is what I went through, like having postpartum depression, having that. So I think that when more women start speaking about certain things, it's almost like, oh my word, you went through that too. I remember when I started speaking about the fact that I didn't have milk or I didn't have a connection to my baby at first, women was like, I felt that too, but I didn't know that. So you're not alone. So I think that for me would be advice is like, and then also there's something called plan B. Like it's not always going to be plan A. I was going to go all natural, but then I obviously had an emergency C-section and I was like, my body failed me. But just if I knew someone was going to tell me, but you know, babe, there was a plan B, I think that would have been,
To being real about it.
Open conversations.
Yeah.
Jamie's still 90 days.
Oh, okay.
No sugar, so
I
that one
don't
is
mind if I do.
especially for you.
Don't mind if I do.
Coffee with no sugar.
Coffee, no sugar,
Got
mama.
you,
Full
girl.
crinkle. Thank you, Booba Kitty.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you on the other side.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McCafe. Great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Haters on the streets, they told them back in Levens. Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Money on my mind. You go crazy when you say it's only money on your mind. I know, 'cause I always say it's only money or I die. No, it's never too late. Money, what a high. You know I'm always running after honeys all the time. Take the Mickey from a dummy when I'm turning on a dime. Oh, you're never too safe. Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Haters on the streets, they told them back in Levens. Drive through the earth and angels rule the heavens. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby.
something we define, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's a Thursday morning as we welcome you back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Now, a little bit earlier on in the show, we talked all about spice tones, a sophisticated color palette made for everyone. And we also looked at how getting creative and blending various shades together can elevate your look. Now, another way to elevate your look is, of course, through accessories. And fashion director and stylist Taryn Oppel is here back to share some tips and on accessorizing the spice tone trend, and maybe even giving you some ideas for date night tomorrow, if that's what you'll be up to on Valentine's Day. Good to have you back with us.
Hello. Taryn, now you were speaking earlier about the tones and then just blending it all together. Now, how can we then elevate it with accessories?
So the rule is there are no rules, but there are ways that you can accessorize your look to, you know, keep it fresh and a little bit more exciting. The easiest thing to throw on is a pair of sunglasses and jewelry, right? So in that sense, I'd keep it a little bit more classic. So if you have a look over here, there's some tortoiseshell accessories that you can add to the color palette. And then yellow gold is something that goes pretty much with any one of these tones. So just stacking on bangles, necklaces. There's also some sort of statement earrings, which I really love. And then, yeah, when it comes to other accessories, like bags and shoes, that's when you can get a little bit more creative. So work with contrasting colors, or actually just keep it tone on tone, like we spoke earlier about tones on tones. Except with tone on tone, where it's one color head to toe, it's always going to be a lot more chic, a lot more sophisticated. It's more for dressing up, I think. It works well. If you want to dress down your look, another great way to do that is with complementary colors, like a great pop of green with this bag, some great hair accessories. And then I also love the idea of adding like a pop of white to this sort of really bright orange. I mean, now it's just like orange overload happening over here. But I also love the idea of having something like this, which is a little bit more dressed up, but then adding some sporty sneaker to it, you know, for daytime.
Sure.
And then I mentioned earlier how I love the addition of sort of animal printed and textured accessories. Like earlier we saw Megan wearing the snakeskin boots over there, but then also some embossed accessories, you know, like this belt.
Sexy.
Also, I must tell you,
yes,
there's 30% off at the moment at Woolworths if you buy 2 bags and jewelry or sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
And that's, that's up until tomorrow. So getting it, you know, just in time.
What's that all about? Hey, I've already done my due diligence, you know what I mean? Now I'm well prepared. I'm well prepped. Let's take a look at the look that you've
so
put together.
Megan is, you know, wearing her tone on tone, like I spoke earlier about. Another trick that I love is doubling up your belt. So that's actually 2 belts. That have been doubled up just to create a little bit more of a statement. She's got her embossed animal print bag, and then obviously her shoes match her dress, which keeps it quite chic. And then she's got her yellow gold hardware on her bangle and her buckles of her belt and her earrings.
Excellent.
Loving this. This is perfect for date night tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Or if you hang out with the girls.
Or if you just,
you know, a single.
Because you could also just be on your own, you know what I mean? You don't have to. You don't have to date night.
No. Date night with yourself. It's
No
all about
pressure.
self-love this
There we
Thursdays.
go. There we go. Well, thank you very much, Taryn. Very, very impressive looks out there. And of course, now that's a deal we don't want to miss out on, that you don't want to miss out on as well. As you heard, perfect accessories are there for you. 30% off if you're going to be getting bags and jewelry.
Bags and jewelry.
Absolutely. And of course, make sure that you take advantage of that. And of course, all the great fashion available at Woolworths stores, online and on the Woolworths app too.
Now, not too long ago, I had the pleasure of experiencing a romantic island, Mauritius. I experienced luxurious living, picturesque landscapes, and of course, the clear blue waters and white sandy beaches. But all of that experience captured in this right here.
Somebody pinch me because this must be a dream. White sandy beaches, turquoise crystal clear waters, and the striking beauty of nature's surroundings. I think I found heaven. I have just arrived at the dazzling Sofitel Mauritius L'Imperial Resort and Spa Hotel in Flickenflack, Mauritius, and I'm ready to sit back, relax, and get swept away by all its beauty. The first thing I decide to do is have breakfast on the beach. White sands, blue waters, boats floating in the ocean, people snorkeling. It's just the most relaxing experience and the perfect way to start the day. Self-care is the best care. You can never have enough of it. So I treated myself to a full body massage at the So Spa. I see beautiful waterfall, lush gardens, an Asian-inspired aesthetic. There are so many options to choose from, but I decided to go with the full body massage. It's the perfect place to just escape from reality and to discover yourself, if I can be dramatic. Whenever I go away, I really look for a place that I can just escape and unwind. Here at the Sofitel Mauritius L'Imperial Resort and Spa, you truly get that feeling of peace and serenity. And let's not forget your very own private white sandy beaches. So I feel absolutely good about myself. I feel great, and I'm just so ready to take on anything. There's nothing more refreshing than cold coconut water after an amazing massage on a hot summer's day. Hello. I have my coconut water in hand. I feel so exotic. I'm sipping on this refreshing drink in Mauritius. The Jacaranda restaurant at the Sofitel Imperial Hotel is amazing. The beautiful view, the amazing food, the music sets the tone for the perfect holiday. The plating of the food is exquisite, and the taste and the quality is just remarkable. It really makes one feel very special. Mark Twain once wrote that God created paradise in the image of Mauritius. I think you may have been right. I certainly found it here at the Sofitel Mauritius L'Imperial Resort and Spa. Cruising around the Crystal Rock makes me think of my favorite song from my favorite movie. Do you want to hear it? I've been staring at the edge of the water. Crystal Rock looks like it's an actual rock, but in fact, it's coral and it's still growing and alive. What makes it so special is that it's situated 200 meters from the shore and it's surrounded by this tropical paradise. After an incredible day, I can't think of a much better way to usher in the evening than with cruising on the Indian Ocean. After a fun-filled adventure in Mauritius, the only perfect way to end it off is by having a candlelit dinner by the beachside. The striking beauty of this place is breathtaking, and what better way to end my day than by dining under the stars on my very own private beach.
Friend,
I wish I could go back.
I have FOMO right now. It looks beautiful.
I need to go back.
The food, the cuisine. But I didn't see any, like, love romantic man there.
No, unfortunately not. You know what? It was a one-man mission, but next time I go back, definitely there will be a +1.
You're putting it out there. You have 24 hours to find a +1 for Valentine's Day. Where are you going to find
tomorrow?
a +1 for Mauritius?
Maybe you can hook me up before tomorrow. Is that a plug?
I don't even have a hookup for myself. Where am I going to find a hookup for you? But it looks really amazing, and I'm so glad that you had fun at Mauritius.
I had so much fun. I'm pretty sure that you'll also get to experience that, eh?
Soon, who knows? But of course, so much more right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll see you in a moment.
Have
Have you got game this Valentine's Day? If so, there's a 2,000 Rand game voucher to win on Expresso's Valentine's Day Facebook competition. We want to hear from you your best pickup lines or secret plans to impress the object of your affections, and they better be cheesy. We're talking 100% pure cheddar cheese, aged. Reply to our Facebook post, cheese it up, and a 2,000 Rand game voucher could be yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Follow that gorgeous laughter all the way to your TV. Time to answer some burning pregnancy-related questions. Baby Talk this morning is focusing on new parents. And of course, we have got new parents-to-be, Simone and Brian here, who have got some pretty cool and really on-point questions to be asking Tasha, who has very kindly offered to go carte blanche this morning and take all of our questions. And so far, you have been on point. You're making me excited about having my second child, but it's, I don't know if I've forgotten a lot of the things from the first time around, but there is a huge amount of anxiety attached to the excitement, especially as new parents. Do you feel, is it more excitement or is it nerves at this stage?
I think it's a bit of both. It's as exciting as the journey is, it's also very daunting. It's the first time, you know, we're doing this, which is also why I think one of our questions we're wanting to ask you is, how do you differentiate the difference between just if it's normal, uncomfortable behavior, blue lips from winds, or whether it's something more serious? I think, you know, as new parents, you can stress a little bit about it.
Because it can go from 0 to 100 very quickly with a baby. It could just be a cough, or it's croup and we're going to hospital.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Yeah, so I think the key is having support. So, I mean, having a support person. I mean, I think for Graham, being part of our baby centre, having somebody that you can actually go and ask and say, is this normal or is this not normal? A lot of babies are fussy in the first 3 months. Again, it's that the fourth trimester. So a lot of babies are fussy. So you need to distinguish, is it normal fussiness or if it's not normal fussiness? So coming to check in with somebody, you know, we often encourage our parents to come in once a week. We weigh the baby, we have consultations, and we kind of look at where you're at. So how's the last week been? How much fussiness have you been going through? And if you come to us every week or every few days and say, like, you know, my baby is just, you know, extraordinarily fussy, we start thinking, okay, what else is going on here? You know, potentially, is the baby refluxy? Does the baby have got a cow's milk protein allergy? So we kind of figure that out together. So it's a bit of babies are puzzles, you know. It's not a one size fits all. So there's lots of questions and wondering what's going on. So just having a team of people that you can actually connect with and support you through that to assist you.
And as a mom, I think one of the great miracles that you'll witness as a dude is how the intuition, moms intuition. Mom just knows. You'll know. Suddenly you'll know these things that you never knew before, that it's just mind-blowing. And as a guy, you're sitting there like, oh, my word, how did you know that? How did you know how to do this thing with the stuff? But it's just, it really is mind-blowing in that sense.
Yeah, amazing.
Another question.
Yeah, well, one of the questions I really wanted to know, you know, we have a few friends who are also having kids relatively in the same time period, and so what I wanted to know is at what point does it become important for social interaction between babies and other babies?
So probably the most important thing is the social interaction for the parents, because often for moms, often for the moms, it's like Groundhog Day. Every day rolls into the next, rolls into the next, rolls into the next. And the thing is, you know, maybe the dads go out to work and they come back. So all those like moms groups and like the mommy and me groups, and I find the parents, the moms get a lot more out of it than the babies do. So generally for the first 3 to 4 months, it's all about the mom. As the baby gets older, kind of like 8 or 9 months, that's when the babies start interacting with each other and playing with each other. So for the first part of the year, it's mainly just about the parents. The moms getting out and interacting. And some babies are more social than others, and it just depends on their personality. So you'll get a sense if your baby's, you know, an outgoing, social little person, or they might be a bit more introverted and happy to stay at home with you or the nanny or the caregiver.
Just a deep thinker. Any parting shots, any last advice you want to offer this couple and every other kind of
I mean, there are so many tips that I could give you, but I think just be kind to yourselves. I mean, there's so much pressure to get everything right. You know, there's so much pressure to have the perfect birth, to have the perfect baby. There's so much, you know, so much being on social media. There's all these pictures of these moms, you know, post-birth, like 3 days later, out walking on the prom, and, you know, this perfect baby, and nobody sees the behind the scenes, you know, like the sleepless nights and the tears from the mom and the dad and the fighting. And so, yeah, take every day as it comes. You know, every baby's different. It's the most incredible experience you'll ever go through, and just, yeah, enjoy it. It goes so quickly, and everyone says that, but it does. It does.
I can imagine. Yeah.
My girls are in grade 1, and it's just, I can't even believe where the time has gone. So make the most of it, and just, yeah, take each day as it comes. Don't put too much pressure on yourselves.
Thank you. We really appreciate the advice. It's been nice to hear your side and your opinion. I think we're going to take a lot from this.
Absolutely. You've got this.
I've got it. I'm excited.
You guys are going to be phenomenal parents. And as I say, you'll be amazed at how much just comes intuitively, especially if you guys love each other and have that kind of connection with. Clearly you do. So look after each other and look after little one, Rome.
Yeah, there we go.
Is his name. You can still change it. I mean, it's not written down in stone now if you want it, but I think that's a really good name. You aren't allowed to take it. But all the best of luck with this final phase, guys.
So
Enjoy it,
much.
and thank you.
Thank
it was
you.
awesome. Go and check out Tule if you can. They are an unbelievable resource.
What's new this summer? What could possibly top a rich and creamy sip-up? New Sip-Up Marula, a proudly South African unique flavor. Sip it up to live it up.
Made with love by Clover.
Yeah, so that's the great news right now, that Sip Up have just launched a great new flavor. So we're introducing Sip Up Marula, the new low-fat drinking yogurt-based dairy snack in proudly South African flavor from Clover. Now, it's made with the very same trusted Clover ingredients, and this rich and creamy addition to the Sip Up fam is available in 250-gram package sizes, and it's the perfect on-the-go snack. There it is. And I'm sure that everyone is wondering now, but what's so great about this Marula thing?
I love it. For one is, if you can see it over here.
That's the Marula fruit.
Yeah, that's the fruit right there. Now, it's actually the size of a plum. It ripens from January to March, which is super cool. Now, the much-loved Marula is an ancient tree with a history going back at least 10,000 years. So you're eating ancient fruit there, my friend.
You just tasted?
I did, and it's so delicious. It's refreshing, literally.
Yeah?
It's the first time I'm tasting an actual Marula fruit.
Me, you guys are exotic. I'm trying to.
You wouldn't?
No.
No?
Why not?
Come on.
No.
It smells great.
It tastes great.
This is a great source of vitamin C as well. So that's a good side to it as well.
I can see why the elephants like it.
Yeah. Yes. And the funny thing is with that story is that my clan name is Mandlob, which means elephant. So apparently now, legend has it that elephants love this fruit in the wild because apparently they get drunk after eating marulas, which have fermented on the ground or in their stomachs. So while this begs for a brilliant story, this myth was debunked. So it's unlikely that you'll see any elephant swaying under a marula tree anytime soon.
Is alcohol in? Now you
No,
don't.
no.
When it's fermented over some time. Yeah.
But it's also a great source of vitamin C that you get in a marula fruit. And in fact, I think it's been researched that it has, 8 times the amount of vitamin C contained in one marula fruit than you'd have in an orange,
Oh, wow.
for instance. So,
Oh, wow. That's actually a fun fact.
Are you guys going to taste the actual drink itself?
Shem, you can't, hey? You're missing out on so much.
So much, but it's fun. You guys are going to take me through the journey of tasting it because it smells amazing.
Okay, here we go.
Sip.
Sip up to live it up. That's good.
Yeah, it is. Refreshing.
That's really good.
Really, really good. And it makes for a very nice breakfast.
I feel like you're tasting Africa.
Ah, the taste of
You almost want to go. Is she?
Hi, more candy.
Guys, you too can embrace Africa like the two of them and get a taste of the wild. Get up and go grab some Sip Up Marula today and let us know what you think on our social media pages. Expresso Morning Show on SABC3. Sip Up.
What's new this summer? What could possibly top a rich and creamy Sip Up? New Sip Up Marula, a proudly South African unique flavor. Sip it up to live it up.
Made with love by Clover.
So, Andrew, Brian, otherwise known as Lockerville, now that I've completely terrified you.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
It gets real very, very quickly, right? We're going to let you do what you do. Tell us, what are you going to close out today's show with? What track?
This is the title track of the brand new EP. This one's called Tribes and Angels with Museum Nisi. And I believe there's going to be a bit of intercut with the video, which is great.
Very
so check that out on YouTube. Yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that we're getting a lot of firsts here, whether it's baby names or tracks being dropped, but loving the new sound. And you want to stick around because we'll get into that in just a moment.
The time to honor the best in local TV and film is here, and Expresso will be there to bring you all of the action as it unfolds. So join us this Friday, the 14th of February, between 7 and 9 a.m. as we broadcast the nominees for the 14th Annual SAFTAs live from the Mall of Africa. So let's commence the celebration of this magnificent industry together, only on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. We're still hanging out with Lockenville today, and what a pleasure it has been to have both you guys here. Thank you very much for making the time and coming around, man.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Listen, just to kind of wrap things up from a musical point of view, so obviously right now, Tribes and Angels, the EP's out, and that's going to be keeping you busy for quite a while. But music-wise, are you guys back in studio right now, or, you know, conjuring up new music, working with new partners? What's going on from that perspective?
All of the above, yeah. We've got a lot of exciting collaborations and sort of writing and production projects that we've done with other people, as well as just normal Lockenville features. Another exciting thing is we're actually planning on doing some solo stuff as well, under two separate names, which will be exciting. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean Lockenville is no.
I wouldn't say over for good, but it is something that we have been wanting to explore for a long time, and we think this is the time to do it.
And so how does that play out? Just bring us into that fold a bit more. Are you going to be exploring instruments? Is it going to be still
well, I think you know, where we would kind of take each bit that we've sort of been giving to Lockenville. I would say Andrew has mainly been on the production side of things, where I've normally been doing the writing of the songs. So I think, you know, if it was to go separate, we'd probably hear something more producer orientated from Drew, and then probably something more song based from me. Would be my guess as to how we're doing. I mean, we haven't really figured it out. We're kind of working on our solo sounds at the moment.
That's very, very exciting stuff. Any kind of time frame for this?
I would say more towards the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, for me, so kind of to launch my solo thing, I've done a remix of actually one of the tracks on the EP called Miracles. So I did a really dope remix of that, and hopefully that'll come out in the next few months.
Wow, man. Awesome. Okay, cool. This next song you're about to play is the title track of the EP.
Correct.
Tribes and Angels. Cannot wait. Take it away, Jay.
Thanks so much.
Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Hitters on the streets, they told them back 11s. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Shout out to Losing Music. Money, money, money on my mind. You go crazy when you say it's only money on your mind. I know, cause I always say it's only money or I die. Oh, it's never too late. Money, 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 what I hide. You know I'm always running after hundreds all the time. Take the Mickey from a dummy when I'm turning on a dime. Oh, you're never too safe. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Hitters on the streets, they told them back 11s. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Money's only something we define. What a crazy world we live in when it's something we deny. It's amazing how we play with let them live and let them die, but it's never too late. Running, running, running all the time, and we never take the blame because it wasn't our design. We just living for the moment, only rolling for the dime, only ever two-faced. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast a spell over this world, baby. Third eye wide open. Cast tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Hitters on the streets, they told them back 11s. Tribes rule the earth and angels rule the heavens. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching and listening. Tribes and Angels EP out now.
your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Tribes and Angels performed live here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Eh?
Yeah. I can vibe with that.
Wow.
What a way to kickstart, like, going into the weekend tomorrow. Like, they're putting that clip
Put it to the weekend.
Cementing it.
Yeah, and this is just
Deep
some
inside.
very, very exciting stuff happening tomorrow, right?
Big one. So where do we even begin? Zozibini
Miss Universe, live crossing.
She is here.
Zozibini
is going to be here ahead of her parade in Cape Town, obviously. And it's, I love the fact the State of the Nation address tonight. There's an opportunity for us to kind of get behind brand South Africa, if you will, and she is front and center of that brand. So go out and support her, but you can see her here. Then you, my friend, have an important job tomorrow morning.
I'm journeying to Johannesburg today because tomorrow, very big news, we are live broadcasting the official nominee ceremony of the 14th Annual South African Film and Television Awards from the Mall of Africa. So come and join us. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, very, very exciting. I cannot
You've hosted the SAFTAs before, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's a wonderful celebration of our industry that I think adds so much value and just kind of brings forth the tapestry that is South Africa. You know what I mean? In such a beautiful way. And it's going to be amazing to be able to celebrate it with all of those that have been involved.
Oh, so we Team South Africa tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Come on, full on. And it's Team Lockenville and Simone, thank you. You're beauties.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Kickstarting your parenting journey with us. Thank you to you guys for joining us. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. We love you.
Ciao, ciao, meow, meow.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another Feel Good production.